Ahoy! Happy Tuesday to you. No Isaac Ropp on this beautiful, beautiful Portland Tuesday. I do have Stevie Fire, Stevie Woke with me. He's jumped on the other side. We got BYU Brandon rocking the BYU lid. He's on the other side of the glass. Gentlemen, how the hell we doing?
I'm feeling good, man. It's I will say it's way different on this side of the glass.
Is it strange?
Yeah, like sitting next to you. I feel like I got to puff up my chest a little bit, make sure I look good on TV.
You gotta size up.
Got to size up, but no, dude. I tell you what. I am so glad I made that lit intro right there. It gets me psyched every single time I listen to it.
Well, it's funny. So that started playing, and besides the fact that it's U.S. Open week, and we will not talk about the U.S. Open at all, the fact that Ropp is gone, there will be no U.S. Open talk. I mean, I know it's terrible. The U.S. Open is so far off my radar. Like, it's still maybe come like Thursday. I guarantee on Thursday I'll turn on the TV and be like, oh, the U.S. Open's on. But that song, the lit song, which we will be listening to live on Thursday at Aylen A.
That's right.
That song, I did not realize how happy that song makes me. Like, if you're like, you have a couple songs in your life that just make you feel good. One of mine is always Van Morrison, Days Like This.
Yeah.
If you're driving around like on a nice day and you turn that on, you will instantly kind of just be in a good mood. Walk of Life, Dire Straits does that for me. Although it makes me think that like my shift's ending. Whenever that's 20 plus years, I cannot hear that song without being like, oh, the show's over. But I didn't realize that song by Lit is one of those songs, even though it's like a angry breakup song.
Right.
It gets me every single time.
You are right, because I heard the Walk of Life the other day by the pool, and I thought, man, this is weird. Show's ending.
It gets me I can't help it. It's like an instinctual reaction where I'll like start folding up whatever I'm doing. I'm like, well, I'm
packing up a bag.
Yeah. Because I'm like, well, I guess I'm done. And it's weird. It's just like a Pavlov dog thing. But the Lit song. I also, if I'm in my car, I always have to do the well, it was supposed to be, I didn't mean to call you that.
Right.
And then there's this, I don't know, I have to say that out loud. That's the other one too. So if you're driving in the car with me and that comes on, you might get a little, I have to sing the C part.
You have to. It's not that you want to. You have to.
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to edit yourself, because if you're listening to rap music, then you have to edit yourself.
As a white guy, you have to edit that.
Yeah. Now, Brandon is a good Mormon, but he's also African American. So I'm like, when you are listening, now, are you a hip hop rap guy?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you got to be honest with me. Don't give me the Mormon crap.
No,
okay.
You got to do it.
You're singing along to Jay-Z. I know what, or are you Kendrick guy? What are you?
Any of it, Kendrick, Drake.
Okay, so you're listening, and we know which word.
Yep.
It's the Voldemort, the word that will not be spoken.
Yep.
When you're rapping along, do you do the white guy edit, or do you lean into it?
I mean, the way of my living, yes, I've adopted the way that I just skip over the
you skip it over?
such words. Yes.
I can respect it. I can respect the honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to know.
Now, if I'm on a golf course,
yeah,
I might throw it out there.
You might.
Here and there, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Because the Mormon thing, it's like growing up in that, it can be a little different. Because if you're by yourself, sometimes the LDS guy by himself is different than the LDS guy around other LDS guys. Like the old joke is, why do you never bring one Mormon fishing? Because he drinks all your beer. You have to bring 2. So that's what I was wanting, just an honest answer there. By yourself, but on the golf course, it may get thrown out, but in the car, there's an edit. Especially if the kids.
Especially if there's, the wife and kids are around. Yeah. That's definitely edit.
Smart.
You get the dirty look.
If it's a drive to work, that I'll also maybe just, it depends on my mood.
Yeah.
Especially, but like if I'm stressed out, then I'll start.
Well, that's a good question, because how does that work? Because as a non-spiritual man, are people are they watching? Is everyone watching you at all times? Or when you're by yourself, can you be like, yeah, I'm by myself?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, God's always watching.
I mean, he is.
He's watching.
He's watching.
Hey, old Jesus.
I don't know the rules.
Or in my case, the All-Father, Odin. He's looking down, although I think he loves me. He thinks I'm fantastic.
Well, who doesn't?
But it is a little odd, because when I was going to church, I always said, for the most part, I had like a 4-year stretch where I tried my best. Like I went all in. I got like 3.5, 4 years, and I'd always fall in short. And occasionally I'd get caught. Like someone would show up at the house and I'd be like hanging out, and there would be like a Coors. And then you're like, die! And then you get caught, and then it's a whole thing. And you're like, well,
because that would be cool, like just to kind of sneak it off. Like, look, I'm by myself.
Yeah.
No one's watching, like, because it would be very, very naughty. Very naughty.
It is. Well, and then like you would go in and like they would ask you like how you're doing. There's like interviews. And then you're like, how honest do you want me to be in said interview? You're like, it's like
just like applying for a job.
Yeah.
Like you lie in your resume, but you don't lie too much where you get caught.
Exactly.
Right.
And the whole thing about BYU is BYU operates on a process of the honor system, where they believe that you're supposed to tell on yourself, and that's where they made a giant mistake. Because whenever you went there, like they would be like, well, he's watching, so you have to tell the truth. And I'm like, yeah, well.
I worked at the Blazers front office. I was at the bottom of the totem pole in the scouting department. So,
you work your way
But
around
I worked in the front office.
Yeah.
Right?
Again,
me and Neil O'Shea.
Yeah.
Hand in hand.
Yeah, you learn to bend. This goes back to
How do you think I got these jobs?
This goes back to my bend but don't break moral defense. We give up a lot of yards in between the 20s, but we put up that goal line heavenly defense where we're going to keep you out.
Right.
Dude, I play a mean goal line stand. You can get inside that 4 or 5, but man, we play that 6-2 monster stack. You ain't going on anywhere.
Well, then forces them to make the decision. You gonna go for it? It's 4th and 2.
Yeah,
you're gonna take a field goal. You're gonna go for it.
Now let's be honest.
We'll roll those dice.
Yeah, I let Sin kick a lot of field goals, and that's okay. That's okay. You know what?
You can't win with field goals.
Exactly. It's not great. My numbers may not be great, but look, I hold them to field goals.
You can win with touchdowns.
And I have a dynamic spiritual offense. I feel like I'm winning games that way.
Dynamic spiritual offense?
Dynamic spiritual
offense. I love the
taking
dynamics.
notes on this for my next church lesson or talk that I have to
you jot that down.
The dynamic spiritual offense, that is amazing.
I want you to know that at some point I did teach in that religion. For like 2 years, I was a Sunday school instructor.
Nice.
That you want to talk about strange things that happen, strange things in life. Yeah, it'd be like Sunday, and they're like, "What? You need me to teach? I got you." They went to the bullpen and called in the crafty lefty. It's time to go in and
instantly regret that decision.
Well, it's fun. Yeah, like I once built an entire sermon based on the movie Predator, which I thought was great. There was a lot of life lessons to be learned from that. Not a lot of people had seen that, but I think they got the gist of it.
I think they would pay more attention to that for sure.
I would think so. You gotta spice it up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe doing like one of those like televangelist sort of things, like maybe starting like a cult of some kind. I don't know. I think there's a lot of money in that. Those like television preachers. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna sell something with Patriot on the end of it.
Yeah, you'd be a good cult leader.
I think so.
Because you're powerful.
Yeah, it's kind of
powerful. You can talk people into anything.
Work that up a little bit, and I'll get like a cool robe, maybe some hats, and I'll sell like generators and like meal prep stuff. You just throw Patriot on anything, you can sell it.
Throw a flag on there.
Yeah, I realized this like over here in the Josh, our engineer. He was over there. There's a couple rooms here in the building that like you're not allowed to go into. It's like the locked door, which I've always like, what is that? Like, there's no locked doors here, but there's one and I saw him in there the other day. And I was like, what's going on in here? And we just have like random crap in there. We have like doomsday prep stuff in there. We got like there's full on like big giant, like are those 5-gallon buckets like the Home Depot buckets or are those 10? whatever.
5.
Yeah,
That's 5.
the 5-gallon bugs. We've got like 50 of those things like full of food and water. Like, I think if the apocalypse hits, I think we're kind of prepared. And I was like, what is that? And he goes, oh, that's the emergency. Like, and it's not like 1 or 2, because there's only like 8 people that work here. Hence, when Rob's gone, it's the 3 of us. But yeah, I guess we can, like, if we needed to, I think we can barricade ourselves in this building, and we basically just start a new community here. And if that happens, I would like to be the spiritual leader of us.
I feel like it's also, just in case there's like a zombie apocalypse, like Odyssey needs to get their money's worth from us. You guys are still doing a show.
Yeah.
But you got to stay. We got the food for you. You know, we can watch out. You might not die, but you got to at least put out some content for the people.
Well, I don't know if they still do it, but like back in the day, I mean, it's been a long time, but this was, I mean, God, I've been here so long. I want to say this is like 10, 15-ish years ago. Might have been more like 15. But we would do emergency preparedness drills where if something happens, we're supposed to stay on the air. Like that was like during COVID, we were deemed by FEMA essential personnel. Like we never missed, because you were working at the other radio station. Did you guys work from home or did you have to go in?
I worked from the station.
You worked from the station?
Yes. Yeah. Not everyone did though. A lot of people worked from home.
Yeah. So we got deemed essential personnel. So we had like I had like a little letter from, his name was like Tom Wolf, which by the way, what a great name. Like you're in charge of emergency prep and your name's like Tom Wolf. All right. And we were like essential personnel. So we would always come in.
Yeah.
And like back in the day, we would go through this thing, like if there's an earthquake, if there's a terrorist attack, if there's whatever, we had like stations like where you were supposed to stick around and disseminate information to the people. And we used to, because I was like, this was back when Swag was our producer, and we used to laugh because I was like, dude, I'll tell you right now, I ain't sticking around for crap. Swag will be the one, like in the case of the bomb being dropped or war broken out, I'm like, Swag, that's you. And he would love it. Swag would fortify himself in here and he would be the voice of the people. And imagine what kind of pickle you have to back yourself into where you turn to the fan. You turn to Primetime in order to get your like disaster sort of news. You do not want me disseminating like what to do in the case of emergency.
I think you'd be shocked. I think you'd be shocked how many people want the news from Primetime with Isaac and Suk.
I'm out. I don't. Then they're like, if the bridge went down, I will go steal a boat and I will row my ass across the
I'm getting out of here, man.
Yeah, there's no way.
No, I'm with you.
My track record is unquestioned.
I take the airtime though.
You can stick. You too. If something goes by, like if a car goes through the front door, that's all. I'm not sticking around in an emergency. When the emergency hits, I'm a little like every man for himself. I'm like, I gotta go.
You're Costanza. Pushing old ladies out of the way.
Dude, I gotta go. I've told the story on air, but I was speaking at Evergreen High School once, and some kid, I guess, brought a gun into the school, and they went on emergency lockdown and were looking for him. And so like the guy came over like the intercom and was like, everyone barricade themselves in. I could see my car from the window. And I was like, dude, I'm out. And the teacher who had invited me was like begging me to stay. And I was like, dude, just leave. Just leave right now. I'm like, this is not how it ends for me. I am not getting shot when I can see my car. But he's like, if you leave, he's like, we can't. And then the kids, I was like, how many kids can I take with me? And I basically got guilted into staying. Dude, I wanted to Costanza that thing 100%.
This text is right. You're going out there. You're going with the streetmen, and they are following you.
Yes.
You are king of the streetmen. You learn their ways.
I feel like
you're putting cars together by duct tape, putting wheelbarrow tires on tires. You have become one of them, and you will be their leader. Dude, and they will teach you the ways, and you'll be the best. You'll be the best of the best at it.
I will tell you right now, in the case of like pure anarchy, don't the streetmen have a one-up on all of us?
They're used to it.
They're used to it. In times of true chaos,
they're setting things on fire on purpose.
Exactly. If everything crumbles, I think you should look to the streetmen. They know where to go.
They know the streets.
They know the streets.
They know the sewers.
Yes. Nothing is going to faze them. You could be in the midst of like a total anarchy crisis and they'd be like, it's just another Tuesday. So yeah, just that's a resource.
Oh yeah, it's an earthquake. I thought it was just a Tuesday. I thought the city of Portland just tried to shut me down.
Yeah.
No.
You're just sitting
this
around.
is the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm following you, dude. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah. So I just need like a roving band. I gotta start laying the foundation now.
Yeah.
offering up some boats.
I would be so useless in any situation, a disaster situation. I can't do anything. I'm just a big body that gets in the way. Luckily, my brother-in-law, he's already told me, like, hey, if there's a zombie apocalypse, just come to my house. I have guns. I have stuff. I will protect you, because he knows I'd be useless.
Yeah. Well, like, but
I could fight. Like, I'll fight somebody.
There you go.
That's about it, though. I can swing a weapon.
You'll go thumb to the eye like a baseball bat with some nails in it.
Yeah, I could swing a baseball bat at a zombie. Like, making anything, doing anything important, I can't do it.
Look, if movies have taught me anything, the key to the apocalypse is like old football equipment. You need like shoulder pads, but not like, you only need like one side of the shoulder pad.
Right.
Like, you cut the shoulder pads in half and you get one and I get one. And then for whatever reason, you need a chin strap, because inevitably you're going to lose an eye and you're going to need that chin strap to work as an eye patch. And then maybe some like catchers, like shin guards.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned.
Chest protector.
Old sports equipment is key to surviving the zombie apocalypse.
We're raiding an elementary school.
I think so. Well, I'm probably going to need like at least a middle school.
Well, yeah,
I'm a bigger guy.
You might be a little bigger.
Yeah, but you head to a high school and you raid like you raid the sports. You got like the bow and arrow set that the school has. You know, you get some fungo bats out there. Next thing you know, maybe you go to wood shop, get a couple saws. Next thing you know, you're doing just fine.
The school is actually not a bad hideout. Like, if you're gonna make a central base, school's kind of got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That you could use for, food and necessities and weapons.
Yeah, because everyone's
different rooms.
Everyone's always saying they're gonna go to like one or two places. Oh, I'll go to the gun store. Good idea. Yeah, you show up at the apocalypse or in an emergency and go to a gun store and see what happens.
No.
The zombies aren't gonna be the one. No one is more prepared than gun store owner guy. That guy sits around and waits. Like, his dream is for the zombie apocalypse to break out. He's like, yes, my life mission fulfilled.
That's why you bought it.
Yes. And then you got like, oh, I'll go to Walmart. Yeah, so will everyone else. But
going to the school.
But the school, no one's going to the school.
No, I'm going to the high school.
And the school has everything you need for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can makeshift something, break a desk,
Yeah.
Use that as a weapon. That's all I need.
You bounce around in there.
Yeah, and you got separate rooms for separate families. You got your own little house, and then you're the cult leader.
Yeah. We're in the and you can tell by our opening prattle here. We're in that midst. Like, I was kind of show prepping for today, and I do kind of get into this weird like sports hangover, because I have been watching the World Cup, and I do want to discuss the World Cup because I think there's an opportunity here. I really do. I think there's an opportunity for the World Cup on our soil, and for soccer. Maybe we'll talk about this next. There's an opportunity for soccer here to grab a moment. And much like Eminem said, you may only get one shot, and you can't miss the blow. You can't. You got to go for it. But it is weird that when hockey and basketball end, this is kind of the weird time of year, especially doing what we do, although it's kind of my favorite time because you can do this. Like, there's nothing really pressing. When you're going through, I even came in today and I was like, hey, kind of what's on your mind? And you're like, It's that you have that weird kind of lull in the world of sports. And luckily the World Cup's here, but like, because you're in the dog days of baseball where the games don't really matter. No offense to the WNBA, because the WNBA is great, but that's not catching you on a night.
Hey, that's our fire.
By the way, how about my ill-advised gobble last night? Dude, I got jobbed.
I was watching too because I was here, doing the podcast and stuff, and you looked fine for a while. And then all of a sudden,
it was like 34.
The last 4 minutes, I don't know if the Fire scored. It was 3 or 4 minutes at the end of the game, they didn't score.
Yeah.
Come on, our Fire.
Dude, I saw it when you gave me 30 and a half, like midway through the third quarter. Dude, I gobbled that in a heartbeat, and I thought I was safe as a kid.
They'd cut it to like 23. I'm like, this is easy money now.
And now our Fire, they end up losing by 34. Come on. I'm never going to get that
Shawarma's losing his aura, dude.
I'm never going to get that Fire sweatshirt. No. It's freaking ridiculous.
Never, dude. Those Fires, those are way too expensive. Maybe Brandon can hook you up with one. He's got Moda Center hookups.
You got Moda Center, you got Fire hookups
now
over
with
there?
the Fire, I don't even have any swag from the Fire, so I can't help you there.
That's your new job, though. You need to get on that. We all need Fire
I'll try to swipe something if I can.
Yeah, don't you piece together? Aren't you like the new swag? You have like 9 different jobs?
I'm working towards that, sure. I got
swag.
2 so far.
Swag works here.
Next one.
He works here. He works at the Hops. He works at like Portland. Swag will do just about anything. He's like one of those guys that just he does an amalgamation of jobs, and I feel like Brandon's well on his way there. He's just a little bit of here, little there.
It's kind of heading that route. We'll see.
And it all kind of works.
Still in year 1. We'll see.
All right. When we come back on the bald edition of Primetime, brought to you by Windex, as someone has stated. Yeah, it is very. Although Brandon has hair, I can't tell he's wearing a hat. But yes,
I have hair. Yes,
a couple bald white
Humble
guys
brag.
and a black guy. A couple bald white guys and a black Mormon walk into a bar, and apparently they decide to do a Tuesday edition of Primetime. We come back. I do want to touch upon the World Cup. One, because it's the only thing going on right now. And again, coming up this Friday, I think there's a real opportunity here, and I hope that the USA doesn't bungle it. That when we come back. Primetime here on The Fan.
Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, World Cup group stage continuing today. In Group I, Kylian Mbappe nets 2 goals as France beats Senegal 3-1. Mbappe is now tied for third all-time in World Cup goals with 14. Happening now, Norway and Iraq are scoreless in the 20th minute. Later tonight, Group J gets underway. Lionel Messi and Argentina start their title defense against Algeria at 6. Then Austria and Jordan face off at 9. College World Series has 2 elimination games today. West Virginia bounced Troy out of the tournament with a 12-0 blowout. And Georgia will take on Texas at 5 to decide the last spot in the Final Four. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the Fan.
The World Cup will get serviced.
That's right.
Now, yesterday was, 4 games, 4 ties. Low scoring, lower actions, and ties. Which, I don't know. Soccer always gets that rep. I mean, that's kind of the old knuckle-dragging way. I mean, that's...
Well, you're a football guy. How do you feel about a tie?
You know...
You can tie in football, too. That's the thing.
You can tie in football. You can't tie in college football.
Right.
But in the NFL regular season, you can tie. But, once we get into the knockout rounds, there's no ties.
Right.
But, yeah, like during regular season MLS, you get the tie. And I don't know, I've softened on that. Like, I've become more of a... Like, when you're young, right, you're a soccer fan because it's really all you play. And then you grow up and you realize there's way better sports, and then you move on to those. And then eventually you kind of come back to soccer. It's kind of like when you're a kid and you pee your pants, and then you grow up and you stop, and then you get older again and you go back to pissing your pants. It's like the circle of life. So I'm in the back half of peeing my pants, apparently, because I've come to appreciate soccer.
It's like vegetables.
Yes.
Like when you're a kid, you hate vegetables. You're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And then when you're a teenager, you're like, nah, they're fine. Then when you're an adult, you're like, they're kind of good.
Yeah.
Like I want vegetables or fruit.
I have come around to soccer. I'd say in the last, let's go 5 to 6 years. Like after I turned 40, I think you soften the edges a little bit and I kind of embrace soccer. And I'll give full credit. I think the Timbers had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Because I had a buddy of mine who had floor seats, like a suite down there at the Timbers game. So we used to go. And we used to just go and we would just drink and eat. And, it's sunny outside. But that kept me coming back. And I would go to Thorns and I'd go to Timber games. And I'll stand by this statement. I think one of the best things to do in Portland on a nice day is go to a Timbers or a Thorns game. Mm-hmm. It's better than the Blazers and it's better than Winter Hawks because you're outside. Now, I like hockey. And I'm not a huge basketball guy. But those are better sports to me. But you're also indoors. And when it's nice, that's why baseball is such a great thing. So sitting outside in the sun, and they're both great environments.
You also don't have to pay attention 100% all the time. Like you said, you can have a drink, you can eat some food, you can talk to some people, you can walk around, go to the bathroom, and feel like you're not going to miss anything.
Yeah.
Where it is like in the NBA or even the NFL to a lesser extent, because there's not that many stops. It's like I got to watch every play.
Yeah.
I got to see what's going on. Where baseball, see, that's why I love baseball. Like baseball, going up to Seattle, watch a Mariners game, dude, it's so good. You're just sitting around in the sun, you're just kind of chilling, watching the game, eating some garlic fries. That's heaven right there.
Yeah, because there definitely is an element to that where, if I go to a football game, if I go to a hockey game, you go to an NBA game, you are paying more attention.
You're invested in it more.
But the others, like you said, it's kind of you'll get woken up by the roar of the crowd, but you do want a good environment. And I think soccer has, especially if you've ever gotten a chance, we're spoiled here in the Northwest because we have 2 great environments. But if you've ever got a chance to go over, and this is something I've been fortunate to do, if you ever get to go over to Europe, seeing those games are incredible. And it would bum me out because when I lived in Scotland doing NFL Europe, I would go to all these Scotland matches, whether it was the national team or they have a bunch of obviously local teams. They have Partick Thistle and they've got Celtic and Rangers, and those were unbelievable environments. And then you go to the US and you see our environments and it's crap. The soccer's not as good.
Right.
The environment isn't very good, and the level of play. And so it never really caught on. But I think you've seen over the last 20 years, you've seen investment from the U.S. in soccer. The women are the best in the world. This is the best generation of men that we've ever had. And here comes the World Cup. I think there is an opportunity here because I know soccer is still it's a big deal in the United States, but it's far behind all the other sports. And I don't know if soccer will ever get to where the big three are. Hockey may be different. I could see it one day catching hockey, but there's an opportunity here in the World Cup. And I go back to when yesterday we had a bunch of ties and it wasn't the most exciting thing in the world, but the United States blowing out Paraguay and the juice that had. And they're having a hard time selling a lot of tickets to this thing, but the U.S. game is sold out. The one in Seattle on Friday against Australia is sold out. Tickets are still going for a mint. If they drill Australia in that the way they did Paraguay, there is a real chance that you start to see a fever pitch in this country. Because right now I would say that the biggest thing about the World Cup right now is just the fans.
Right.
Like you're hearing all these kind of funky stories. I don't think you're really talking about the actual games. The U.S. might be able to change that with a blowout win against Australia.
It is interesting because you're right. We've heard it since the 90s, like soccer is coming. It's like soccer is coming, and it is going to come with a very hard. It's coming at you. Like I heard that when I was a kid. Like it's the next big sport. It's gotten more popular for sure.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near the other three main sports, and not even near hockey. I would say. Like if you look at the MLS, it's not even close to the NHL.
No.
And so you're right with the USA but it's just one win at the same time. You go look at the odds. USA still has the 11th best odds to win the World Cup. Like they're still not a real threat.
But they're creeping in. That's what I'm saying. If you make
are they? I need to see it. If they win again, they beat Australia, they win their group, and they're going into the knockout stage, and maybe they win a match there. They have to have a big run.
Yes,
I think we are getting a little overwhelmed with this one big win over Paraguay. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. But look, man, I don't think we're ready to take the ascension up to the elite of the elite in the world yet just because of one win against Paraguay. It has to continue going on. But I will say, to your point, this is the opportunity.
Yeah.
This is a chance. It's on American soil. USA has all the attention going on. NBA ended early. NHL ended.
There's nothing.
Ended.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
We're in the middle of the dog days of baseball. Like we are literally watching the World Cup as the only thing going on. Like the NFL, this is like the kind of the quiet time of the NFL right before everything revs up there.
Yeah, nothing going on in college football. The Sorsby thing got like
right. This is the chance, and USA has to keep winning. It can't just be like fun little stories that we're seeing out of Europeans coming over to America and making fun of everything we have, all the Taco Bells and Buffalo Wild Wings. Can't be all that. Can't be Buc-ee's. It has to be USA wins big matches against big time countries. And maybe they do.
Yeah, someone's saying
they have their chance.
Someone's saying, Suk, it's a text program. Suk, you have this segment about soccer every 4 years, and it never amounts to anything but a marginalized sport.
Right.
Yes, I don't know if we're having this exact same segment, but yes, there is this talk because for the last 20 years, we keep getting told that soccer is on the rise. And to be fair, it is on the rise.
Well, is this year different?
Yeah,
MLS, is this 1 year, this one win that they had different than the other 25 years?
MLS has slowly been building, right? 20 years ago, the MLS was dog-s. And I'm not going to say it's no longer dog-s. Maybe it's like cat turds, right? It's not one of the better leagues in the country, but you're getting some older guys, like the fact that Messi came over, right? You're seeing teams that are worth $1 billion now in valuation. You're seeing 20,000 seat stadiums sold out on the regular basis. So you can't deny that soccer is growing. You can't. And we've been told for years and years that this will be the golden age of U.S. soccer. Almost all of our best players now that are on the Olympic team are playing overseas. Now, we don't have a true superstar, right, but we have people now that are competing at the highest level. And the fact that it's on the U.S. soil, again, there's nothing else going on. I mean, find me one other story right now that has a national flavor to it. The Sorsby thing, a little bit, but that's over and kind of done with now. Baseball is the definition of regional. The WNBA, the definition of regional. Like, there's really nothing happening right now. There is an opportunity for the next 2 months for this to be solely about the World Cup. And yes, if the U.S. bows out and has a piss poor showing, then I'm with you. This is like every 4 years and nothing happens. But I do think there's an opportunity here to not necessarily overtake one of the other sports, but I do think you have an opportunity here to gain a little bit of a foothold. And I think you're seeing now some of these other countries coming over. I think that's also helping right now, the vibe, and you're seeing the passion of some of these other fan bases. And I think it's kind of contagious.
I do love what it's done, and I love that it does seem like it's more contagious. But here's my question for you. As a hockey guy, did the Olympics win in hockey by Team USA over Canada, did that bump up the NHL season anyway?
Well, and we saw big Stanley Cup numbers. Look, do
you think that's correlated?
I do. Look, there's never going to be one thing. We always think about like building a sport, like, oh, we had a moment. And no, it's like tipping over a Coke machine. You don't just run up to a soda machine or a porta potty and tip it over. You got to rock it a little bit. You know, you got to rock, and then eventually, after rocking, you can shove the damn thing over. Like, the NFL wasn't built overnight. If you go back to the NFL when, you know, in the 1970s, it was kind of a joke. The NBA was a joke in the 70s. These things were slowly built up. Baseball used to be the end-all be-all. Boxing used to be the biggest thing in the world. The UFC, they just had a damn fight on the White House lawn. The UFC 25 years ago was getting banned in certain states. You know, they basically went bankrupt and sold for pennies on the dollar, and now they're worth billions of dollars and are on, you know, network TV. So these things are slowly built, right? And I do think that when you had the four nations in hockey, and then you followed that up with a really great Olympic run and the U.S. won, and then you had a really dynamic Stanley Cup, I mean, the numbers back it up. That was huge. Mm-hmm. So I think every sport has had their moments, and I think soccer has slowly been building, and I do think it's an opportunity here. Again, if the U.S. goes on and finishes in the top 10, does that change U.S. soccer overnight? No. Is it another building block? The WNBA is going on this right now. Right. You can't tell me in the last 3 years that women's basketball hasn't made huge strides. And why? Why is that?
I think just because the skills level's gotten a little bit better.
Every year, right?
Yeah.
Little better. And then a moment came along, and that moment was Caitlin Clark. And I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is like the greatest thing that ever happened to women's basketball, but Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and that whole thing in the NCAA tournament, she stood on the shoulders of 20 years of the Cheryl Millers and the Genos and UConn basketball and Lobos and all that. There was a moment, and it changed women's basketball. Is women's basketball as popular as those other sports? No, but it changed it. There was a moment. And I think the U.S. has an opportunity here to have a Caitlin Clark moment that can change U.S. soccer and the way our country perceives it. On our home soil, I mean, my God.
Be awesome.
I don't think you have to win the World Cup, but I think you have to make a deep run.
I think you're right. And for the record, I hope this happens because I do love it. I enjoy watching the World Cup. I've been to Timbers matches. I think it's great. My son has gone to Timbers and Thorns matches. He says Thorns matches are even better than Timbers matches to go to. Like, those are fun to watch. You mentioned Caitlin Clark. I remember back in the 90s, it was all about Kobe Jones. It was all about Alexi Lawless. Like, they had stars on their team. I do wonder if USA is to make some type of run and some player stands out as being like the dude, as the stud, how much more that's going to help gain this popularity, because I think that's true. I think they do need that guy as well. I think you can't just do it as a team. It can't just be 1-0 wins. It has to be something where there's a guy that's scoring every game, or the goalie just literally can't be stopped. It's got to be some star also that is very emerges, yes, and can talk about it and can be very entertaining, but also relatable at the same time. I think that's why people like Caitlin Clark, is that people feel like they can relate to her because she's this white girl from Iowa, so a lot of people relate to her. I think if America can find that player that can score a bunch of goals and be relatable, yes, and they win, you are right. This thing can not explode, but it will definitely expand to be a sport that we will pay attention to outside of the World Cup. Like, it's not World Cup year. We may actually pay attention to what Team USA is doing.
Yeah, and I think, and someone points this out here, and I know we're up against it, so we'll break and we'll come back, because I do want to talk about this. Someone said right here on the text program, by the way, you can text us 503-864-6326. That's the old fan text line there. Best way to get a hold of us. Someone said, the fans from other countries are teaching us how fun it is to do soccer. And I do want to talk about that, because I think there is an element to that. I tell people all the time that aren't soccer people, go see a European game. I've been very fortunate to get to travel this last summer. I went to Portugal. When I was in Portugal, I went and saw it was a World Cup qualifier, Portugal versus, I think it was Switzerland. It's unbelievable. When I was in Italy, we went and saw one of the local teams, from Florence play. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mentioned my soccer experience when I was in Scotland. Seeing them play against the Germans was incredible. The English soccer hooligans came up to fight the Germans with the Scots. It was my first soccer riot. Still have the flag with the blood on it. It was incredible. Like these, Amsterdam, seeing a game in Amsterdam. Was it Ajax, I think was the team? They had barbed wire to separate the two fan bases. It's incredible. Like there is such juice to European soccer. And I think we're getting a glimpse of it for the first time on our home soil. It's like, guys, this is what soccer can be. They're showing us what it means to kind of embrace it. And we come back, we're getting some clips, and this is, again, where I think we're building towards a moment. Because I think we got some Japanese, we got the Scots, we got the Danes. There's a lot of really cool stories coming out of the World Cup. That when we come back with our, what do we got? I guess that'd be the Multnomah Mac, right? We're going to come back.
Yeah,
with
we're back with Multnomah Mac.
Yeah, we'll back.
We just Frank Gay serviced this.
The World Cup got the Frank Gay, and now when we come back, the Japanese and the Scots will get the Multnomah Mac.
I tell you what, they would love the Multnomah Mac. They would love that center.
When we come back, Primetime here on The Fan. All right, we're rolling into the Multnomah Mac. We're talking a little World Cup as the Norwegians up 2-1 on the Iraq and such. At least we're not getting another tie. That's not going to help anyone when we get the ties. So France, they beat Senegal 3-1 today. Argentina, we get Messi tonight. Argentina against Kansas's own Algeria. And then the one going on right now is Iraq and Norway. I think we just have those 3 games. The Norwegians are pretty cool. Have you seen them doing the Viking row?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. And they got the one good player, Holland.
Yeah.
You know that. He has both goals, I believe.
Now, I will say that as a diehard Swede, my mom was born and raised in Sweden. Normally, I would tell the Norwegians to get bent. But in this case, I will embrace my Viking brethren. And anytime you get into that, the Scandinavian culture, I love that. That's my culture. And they do like a Viking row. There was a great one. They were on an escalator, and they all turned around on the escalator like they were rowing the Viking ship. And with each stroke, they do the ho, ho, kind of like the skull chant.
That's great.
Except the one guy had the Norwegian flag, and I was like, dude, you do not want to do that on an escalator.
That's your fear.
That escalator
that
is
literally is your fear.
That's like a top 5 fear of mine. It's getting like a shoelace sucked into an elevator. My dude's going backwards on an escalator with a Viking cape.
So do you go on escalators, or are you like scared of them?
I take my escalators seriously. Before I go on,
no joking. Everyone, no joking.
Yeah.
Calm down. Let's take this serious.
When my kids were little, there's like, you're holding my hand, right? And then there was a terrible video not too long ago where it was a Asian lady and her kids, and the platform on top of the escalator, it opened up. She got to the top, and it like the steel plate fell open, and she managed to save the kid, but she went under, died by escalator. I can't. So like when my kids were little, I was like, everyone, hold hands. No one's screwing off.
See, I'm with you. I don't have a huge fear of it, but I will like take a giant step like over the start. Like I lift my leg really high and like make sure I get up and over because I'm with you. I don't want a shoelace get stuck in there.
Dude, I double check. I make sure shoelaces. I make sure I'm not like hanging. Like no, I take my escalator serious. It's all fun and games.
The fans right now they were doing the row. Watch
they're doing the Viking row.
They're doing the Viking row right there.
Dude,
that is awesome.
The Viking row is awesome. And as someone points out, yes, the Norwegians are the original Vikings. Like that's,
Also, though, on escalators, though, I was just thinking about this. I always get videos on my TikTok of like people that will have like a wipe on the escalator and they'll just like swipe it, to see how dirty it is.
Yeah,
those things are.
Oh, escalators are
filthy.
Dangerous and they're disgusting. And dude,
like don't touch anything. Literally, hands up in the air as you go on.
No, it's like a roller coaster. But I saw an old man at the Vancouver Mall once fall down an escalator. Oh my god, dude, those things are like Ginsu attitude adjusters. That old dude was messed up. It's just like. It's like a wood chipper going down that thing.
Well, because if you're not paying attention, that last little the little lip will trip you there. It's tripped me before. I don't fall,
I do
too
this.
Athletic.
When I get to the top or the bottom of the escalator, I do the hands on the side and then I kind of lift myself up. You do like a little Mary Poppins.
Doing a dip?
Yeah, I do like a little dip. I just kind of hop off. I take my escalator seriously, and my Norwegian brethren need to do it. But we have that. The World Cup fans right now, and this is what I'm saying, like there's some really good buzz. And the fans, as someone pointed out, the fans are showing us from other countries how great soccer can be when embraced. And so we got a couple clips. Because not only are they enjoying the soccer, but they're seeing America for the first time. And right now, America's kind of got a little bit, I think, for a lot of people, a bad rap. And I think they're kind of getting to embrace a little of what the United States has to offer.
Like it's kind of the best of what America can offer right now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like we're a culturally diverse place,
right? Because
we're such a big country, and it's interesting to see people experience this. And so this is a Frenchman who's experiencing Buc-ee's for the first time. And if you don't know, Buc-ee's is a giant travel station brand that's down in the Midwest and in the South, like out of Texas. Think the Walmart of gas stations. And to the French mind, he can't comprehend this. So this is a Frenchman experiencing Buc-ee's.
I saw the end of the world in the US, and it's called Buc-ee's. They say it's a gas station, but that's a lie. A gas station has a sad sandwich and a coffee machine that never works. This place has 120 pumps. 120. Why? Are you refueling the US Air Force? Are you preparing for an alien invasion? That's terrifying. And the mascot is a beaver in a baseball cap. I saw grown men taking photos with a statue of a rodent. In France, we have revolutions. In the US, you bow down to a squirrel on steroids. And inside, the aggression situation. A man with a knife screaming, fresh brisket on the board. Sir, calm down. I just want sparkling water. Don't kill me. But I have a problem. I wanted to hate it. I wanted to be the superior Frenchman snob. But then I ate the beaver nuggets. I don't know what is in them. I think it's sugar, butter, and pure methamphetamine. I ate one, then I had the whole bag in the parking lot like a wild animal. And the toilets, I have to admit it, but they are nicer than my apartment. You could eat the brisket off the floor in the bathroom. It's cleaner than the hospital. So I have failed. I came to judge and I stayed for the snacks. I don't have the hat, but in my heart, I am wearing the hat. God bless the beaver.
God bless the beaver. The fact that a Frenchman came and that was he got beaver nuggets.
He did.
Beaver nuggets it's like a.
Have you? I've never been to a Buc-ee's.
You've never been to a Buc-ee's?
No.
Yeah, you've been to like a mega.
Yeah,
Flying
right.
J's.
I've been to like mega gas stations and stuff.
Yeah,
same thing.
It's like that. It's just, and I don't know if it's the biggest, but if you've ever been, it is kind of shocking.
Okay.
Like you can buy a kayak there. Like there's full restaurants. Like, and there are people. The first time my gal went to Buc-ee's, I think she went to one in like Houston. She bought like a Buc-ee onesie. I was like, "What are you doing?"
I'm with her. I'd buy something.
She was blown. The Japanese mind apparently couldn't process the Buc-ee's either. She bought me a Buc-ee stocking cap, and I'm like, "What am I?"
I would buy like a shirt for sure.
Yeah.
I would for sure buy a Buc-ee shirt. I love the fact that also he went into it and be like, you know what? This is going to suck. I'm going to hate it. I guarantee you this is the dumbest thing I've ever been a part of.
Yes.
Came away, he's like, this place is kind of awesome.
He ate the beaver nuggets.
That's the real American way right there.
It is true. Like you will go there and you realize why we're so fat and it's all excess, but you will be like, this is, if you just have fun and embrace it, you will learn to love the Buc-ee's.
Embrace your fatness.
Yes.
The slogan of America.
And speaking of it, this is my favorite clip to come out because there's like 1,000 of these. This is my favorite. This is a Japanese guy who came over and he got on the news and he's becoming a local superstar.
I cannot speak English, but I'm excited!
Yeah, baby! Let's go!
Japan!
Japan, baby! Look, it's lit. It's lit.
USA.
Or Japan. Like either way. So I got that in my house. We got the duality. Actually, we got threefold because I roof my Scandinavian countries. I got the US, and then my gal, anything that's Japanese is better than anything else. So the fact that we have that, I need the Japanese guy. I need the Japanese excited guy. I love the they're like the nicest human beings on the planet. I need one more of my Japanese guy getting excited.
I cannot speak English, but
we didn't get the excited. He's excited. I love that. All right. And then the last one that we have is the Scots, who, again, phenomenal people. Scotland is playing in Boston. They're playing, I think it was at Gillette, and they have basically taken over the city. They took over a Red Sox game in full regalia, bagpipes, kilts. I guess, though, they were out like in the morning at like 6:30 playing the bagpipes and people at Boston weren't thrilled.
Some of the pictures have been wild.
It is incredible. And I will tell you, having lived over there for 8 months, the Scots know how to do it. This is Scotland taking over Boston. Yeah, they started like going in, like taking over Fenway Park and just singing like American tunes. They were singing like Sweet Caroline, just like all the cheesy American songs that we know. The Scots are just belting it out. I mean, they were all over that place.
I'm glad it was that, not Sweet Caroline for the.
Yeah,
we need to ban Sweet Caroline.
Oh, you know Neil Diamond guy?
No, just that. I don't like that one, but I do love that one. I love
because Sweet Caroline is like they play that at Red Sox games.
Dun, dun, dun. It's total just so dumb.
But it's showing you how I don't know. There is something about soccer culture because it is not my favorite sport. But from my experience, I've now seen soccer in I don't know. I've probably seen soccer now in probably 12 countries. So I've seen it all over the world. I've seen it in Japan, seen it in Scotland. I saw it in England, saw it in Wales, seen it in Mexico, seen it in Canada, saw it in Portugal, saw it in Italy. I've been very fortunate. It is the best environment. It is the best sports environment, period. End of story. It just is. The chants, the pageantry, everything It's the best environment in all of sports. And we're getting a taste of what that's like on the world stage. And all we need now is the U.S. men. We just need the U.S. men now to hold up their end of the bargain and really give us something to where, as a country, we embrace it. Because right now, things, we have a hard time agreeing on anything, right? We're in a constant pissing match against one another. And you're seeing these groups of people from all over the world that are embracing us, or embracing each other, or embracing different cultures from all around the world. That's why I said there could be a moment here, a moment in time where unity comes together, and we just need the U.S. men's soccer team to make a run. And we can start getting behind this. Because how awesome would it be to see 100,000 people singing an American tune after the U.S. had a huge upset win over one of the better soccer teams in the country? I got goosebumps just thinking about it. When we come back, it's time to gobble. Although one of us may have prematurely gobbled.
At Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, a great spot for any occasion. And don't forget, you save 10% on your Butcher Shop order when you dine in. Menus and more at laurelhurstmarket.com. First on the Fan, World Cup group stage continuing today. In Group I, Kylian Mbappe nets 2 goals as France beats Senegal 3-1. Happening now, Erling Haaland scored 2 goals in the first half to give Norway a 2-1 halftime lead over Iraq. Later tonight, Group J gets underway. Lionel Messi and Argentina start their title defense against Algeria at 6. Then Austria and Jordan face off at 9. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is
Welcome in. 1 hour down, 3 to go. If I were to do some college football points gobbling. I do enjoy, too, that clip of Mr. Burns pretending to be good at golf. Speaking of that, it sounds like the Cargo Short Classic, it sounds like that's like teetering. It's supposed to go down this Friday, and I'm hearing from sources that is more than likely not going to happen, which is a tremendous disappointment. Because I'm fascinated with the idea about 2 men that are not good at something fighting over who's less crappy than the other one. I always love unearned male confidence. Unearned confidence is one of my favorite things in the world, and men have it in spades. But the idea that you actually have to go out and prove it, and then shockingly enough, one of them has decided that they are coming up with a magic reason why they can't go try to perform what they claimed they can do. I find that adorable.
Well, look, I mean, if you don't want to be proven wrong, just don't do it. You know.
Look, all I'm saying is
I suck at golf. That's why I would never accept a golf challenge to anything.
I'm not great at golf. I am a very average golfer. I am not terrible, but by no means would I say that I am good. And under no circumstances would I challenge someone to a game of a match.
It's also great that it went from I'm a better athlete than you, so we're going to do athletic things to
golf. And pick one thing that neither one of them is very good at.
What do you suck at? Golf. Me too. Let's do golf to prove the better athlete.
What are you doing? So that was supposed to go down on Friday, but I hear through the grapevines that is dying on the vine.
The downfall of that from the excitement to where we are now was kind of expected.
Well, Rob called it.
Rob called it. I mean, it's not surprising.
Rob called it from the beginning.
It's unfortunate, though.
That there's zero chance that was going to go down. Because when you start bragging about something that you're not very good at, and now you actually have to go do it, you're like, oh crap.
How's your golf game, Brandon?
It's all right. It's in shambles right now. 2 kids can ruin a golf game very quickly.
Kids ruin everything.
So it's getting back there. I'm trying to get back into getting out there more often. But I played golf in high school. I played all 4 years. I just kind of kept it as a hobby after that, and I say I break 90 most times.
There you go.
Maybe break 80 every once in a while.
Oh, really? You can shoot in the 70s?
You're
again,
good,
when it's on, if everything is firing all cylinders,
okay,
I can get around the course.
Did we just find the best athlete at the Fan right now?
It's possible.
No.
Well, he is the black guy.
No, if I run a 40, I'm going to pull.
If I've learned anything, Brandon, whoever's best at golf is the best athlete.
That is what we've
So
done.
you're black and you're good at golf? Best athlete, obviously.
We're getting there.
You're basically the Tiger Woods of the station at this point.
Hey, I'm Tiger Woods usually any course I go to, let's be honest, especially around here.
Well, it's a valid point.
It's great.
Well, you might find a token, out there. Hey,
That's what they call me, the token black golfer.
Hey, you're the.
How you doing?
Hey, you're the one. We're here in the points gobbler. I will talk about the Sorsby mess because I do think the fallout of this is hilarious. But because it is the point gobbler segment, I do have to acknowledge our Fire, which, by the way, I found out that I'm going to the Fire. I will be experiencing my first Fire game tomorrow.
Nice.
They're fun, dude. They're fun.
I've yet to experience the majestic fire pit in person. So I was walking through and the little general was like, "Hey, we got fire tickets." He's like, "No one's taking them." He's like, "We got a bunch," and he's like, "Sook," and I was like, "Yeah, why the hell not? Well, I'll go see it."
Sook's the guy, definitely the guy. Like if you have extra stuff, like extra tickets. You just go, "Hey, Sook, you want these?" Well, yeah, sure. Because Sook knows everybody. That's the thing. I don't think people realize this. Sook knows everybody and has a guy for everything. And like, he's got a fire guy, he's got a timbers guy, he's got a thorns guy. He's for sure has people he can just call up. Yeah, he's got guys and gals, but he can just call up a guy or gal like, "Hey, you want to go to the fire?" "Yeah, all right." Yeah. And then he's got people to go with.
But I am a terrible. If you're waiting for me to initiate the plan, it won't. Like you ask anyone in my life. Right. I don't plan. I am 100% the, "Hey, you doing anything? I got blah, blah, blah." And I'll be like, "Yeah."
You're down.
Like you can talk me into anything. Like it doesn't take much. I mean, this is the whole point of the points gobbler.
It is. Yeah.
We were watching the WMA game last night, and the Fire were getting drilled. They were down by like 20. Was it like 27?
It was. Yeah. I mean, me and Rob were watching. We're like, they literally can't even pass the ball.
And instantly, we all just looked at each other, and we knew in that moment what was about to happen. And that was I was going to go to my betting account. I was going to go to Bet Online, and I looked at it, 30.5 point spread, gobble.
I just said, "Oh, another turnover." I look at Sook. You could just see the smile and the twinkle in his eye.
Yeah. And for a while there, they got it down to like 22. And I'm like, dude, I'm safe as kittens. They lost by 30 freaking 4. Man, that's you would think getting 30.5. I got the hook. You would think getting 30 and the hook was enough.
Well, then right away it went down to 27.5.
And like one point it got down to like 25. And I was like, dude, I'm on the right. I still think I gobbled correctly.
I do too.
I did not prematurely gobble.
No.
I think I was on the right side of the gobble.
Our Fire.
But the fire let me down. And believe me, tomorrow when I go in person, I'm going to let him know about it.
He's waiting for the Fire to get down 10-2 so you can live bet right away.
I feel like they're a very different team on the road. Outside of that game against the Liberty that they stole, I feel like they're a much better team at home, so you'll probably see a better performance tomorrow. Also, Seattle's the worst team in the West Conference. So
what are you saying? Dude, I'm on.
I say check the line before you.
The fans Tiger Woods is giving us inside scoops.
Dude, I love it. I'm like
as a part-time employee of the Fire.
You're biased.
All the home games, so I'm trying to help you maybe with some sort of insight from what I've seen.
Were you paid to say that?
No.
I don't know.
Again, still don't have any swag.
Fire 2.5 point
I'm about to go to
favorites.
Costco to see if they have any Fire swag.
I don't touch it. I need points. Again, that's the whole point of the points gobbler. I need spread.
See, tomorrow's a good one then, because Fire are 2.5 point favorites.
Yeah.
So they get down early, 8-2.
It's
probably like a pick 'em, or maybe Fire even getting 1.5 2 points.
I'm going to the Fire game for 3 reasons. 1, to look for capes. And if I see someone in a cape, you better believe I'm approaching.
Well, Brandon, have you seen people in capes at the Fire games?
I've seen a couple. Yep.
Okay. Dude, so it's a thing.
I'll tell you right now.
Because I did not see any when I was there.
If I see the Fire cape, I'm going in. And like everyone with me will be like, "Don't you dare." I'm like, "Screw it. I'm going in. I want to find out where, how, why can I get one? Are they for sale? I want a Fire cape." So that's mission number 1. Find the cape. Mission number 2, get close enough to someone to yell about last night's performance. That cost me $10 because you can't cover 30.5. And I'm going to have my online account up just waiting. I'm going to be sitting there watching it all night, just waiting for the right moment to gobble that points. And then at that point, it's time to double up to catch up. I'm going to need a $20 bet to try to catch up so that I can get that Fire sweatshirt. We are going to talk about college football, though, because it is the points gobbler, college football.
We have to.
And the Sorsby thing is fascinating to me. This was the biggest college football story, I would say, over the last off of the field, because Indiana was amazing. But outside of that, I think this was literally the biggest college football story we've seen in years. Like, we have not seen one thing unite college football the way that the anti-Sorsby stuff happened. And the fact that this came to such a weird whimper, like for all the bluster and like the appeals and where is this going to go, and Texas Tech threatened to sue people, the fact that it ended with such a whimper where Texas Tech and Cody Campbell put their tail between their legs and just rolled over because of something they did. It was kind of, because this happened when we were going off the air. It was kind of a surreal moment, and now it's over and done. You went from this just absolutely this Rocky IV Drago Balboa match to just done. And now it's just turned into what happens to Sorsby, and does the NFL embrace him? It's bizarre.
It is. And I go back to last week when you guys were chatting with Joey Harrington, and he's like, you know what, like, where's the line? Like, what's the line, and when are we going to suspend people, or if they can play? Because this guy, he didn't do anything horrible to other people. He didn't, hurt people. He didn't do that. He just was gambling. So what's the line? Well, we found what the line was, Suk.
Yeah.
And that's betting on your own team.
Yeah.
To win or lose. That is the line where fans are going to all embrace one another and say, this is the line where no one can cross and you can play without us being mad. Because I tell you what, Texas Tech tried their Midas. They tried their best. They tried to say, look, we're just going to let this go. We're going to go 24, 48 hours, go a week. This is going to go away. We're going to try to kind of quietly just get Brendan Sorsby back eligible. We'll get people to push this along, and we'll get Sorsby to play because we think we have a national championship team. Well, it did not work.
No.
We found the line of where you cannot cross in college football, and I think it is great. And I am very happy. You don't hear this often. The NCAA was right in this whole situation. The Big 12 was right in this situation. They did everything correctly to try to stand up against Texas Tech, because it could have been really easy to just say, Cody Campbell, Texas Tech, they have a lot of money.
Yep.
Like, they can just push this along. Like, we're not going to get in the middle of it. The NCAA and the Big 12 kind of said, no, like, we can't have this. We cannot start this over and over. And I think it's great. I think the best things happen for it. Now, again, it's very interesting to me, Suk, how Texas Tech was so out in the front. It's like, hey, Brendan Sorsby, he needs all this help. We're going to help him. Oh, now he's going to do it at his pro day at a high school. Now he's just going to go to the NFL. We're going to forget about, where's all the help? Where's all the help we need for this guy that had this mental health addiction or mental health problem and a gambling addiction? We're just going to throw him away, and now he's going to the NFL and supplemental draft. And the pro day's not even at Texas Tech. It's in high school.
Cody Campbell released a 3-page statement today talking about how Texas Tech has such integrity.
So it's like, did they care? I don't think they cared. They just wanted to win games, and I don't blame them.
I have never seen an organization handle a PR crisis as poorly as Texas Tech did. And it turns out, I was kind of reading through it, turns out that the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, who's a crook in his own right, the fact that that guy is an attorney general instead of behind bars is shocking. Way to go, Texas. But I guess it was his threatening of Texas Tech or threatening the Big 12 with that $200 million antitrust lawsuit. I guess it was that opened the door for the Big 12, who had this attorney. I think she was a Baylor attorney, and she's the one that crafted the federal lawsuit against Texas Tech. And I guess they're saying that it was a genius move that would have never been possible without the Texas Attorney General sticking his fat foot and basically threatening to sue the Big 12. So how hilarious is it that Texas Tech thought they were going to get away by being a bully and using an attorney general from a state. Meanwhile, 4 separate attorney generals from 4 separate states, and I guess one of the best contract lawyers in the country, all got together and in one swift motion filed a brief that neutered Texas Tech and killed this whole thing. It's kind of hilarious. It is the definition of all cattle or all hat, no cattle. Yeah. Like trying to be the bully and then someone standing up and punching him in the face and the bully rolling over and just being like, yeah, I'm done.
Do you think there's going to be other lines that are crossed? Like, let's just say someone does sexually assault somebody and then this school tries to get them to play. Do you think a conference is going to say, look, we need to set a line here now? Like, are we going to keep doing that, or is it just this a one-time thing?
I do think that there has to be,
because there needs to be some consequences for pretty much everything.
Well, I think this does kind of prove that the conferences do have the ability, at least in this case, to put out their own rules. And I'd like to think that eventually we get something that actually becomes a law. But again, it's so tough to tell.
Yeah.
As far as the sexual assault stuff, I don't know, because we had the Illinois basketball player last year that was allowed to play while being accused of rape. Now, to be fair, he was found innocent.
Right, Terrence Shannon Jr.
Yeah, but he did play while getting ready to stand trial. Yes. So I don't know. I don't know if this is an individual sort of thing, but case to case. But we did find the line.
Yes.
I don't, and it's weird that, and this was Joey Harrington's thing, like rape, sexual assault, academic fraud, all that stuff isn't the line, but apparently gambling is.
And I don't disagree with Joey. Like, I think he's right because there needs to be consequences for those other things. I do think, though, there is a black and white line of it is a case by case instance, but if you are gambling on your own team or against your team, it's black and white. Like, you need to not be able to play. Yeah. Like, you cannot play again. That is a rule you cannot break.
Texas Tech has literally become the most hated team in the country. They're now trying to claim integrity, and don't tell me that they don't care. I just am not certain that they had any idea the S-storm that was coming down upon them. And I think this really did real damage. And I think Cody Campbell and everyone has egg on their face. And I think looking back, this may be one of those things that you look back years from now and there's just a ton of regrets about doing this. And now we'll see what happens to Sorsby.
I was going to say real quick, do you think Sorsby, supplemental draft, go ahead and head into the supplemental draft. I think a guy hasn't been drafted since 2019.
Yeah, Terrell Pryor was drafted in. We've had a couple others.
Josh Gordon, Chris Carter. But I think 2019 was the last time someone got drafted. Is Sorsby worth talent-wise?
I'll bet you someone takes a flyer on him, but I think it'll be a day 3 pick.
Does the NFL embrace this guy? Because he's gambling on his own team.
I think there's a chance he gets suspended. Remember, Terrell Pryor got suspended, I think, for 5 games coming out. You can get suspended for college stuff. I know people are saying that second, third round picks. I
don't see that.
You've got a guy now who is a good quarterback, but unproven. He's got a gambling addiction, anxiety disorder, and might be the most hated man in college sports history. And you're telling me you're going to roll the dice with a second or a third round? I just don't see it.
As you would say, that's a tough putt.
Someone will take a fourth. I'm saying fourth round.
Okay.
Someone will put in a fourth round bid for him, thinking they can fix him, but he's probably going to serve a suspension. And there's just a lot of scrutiny that comes with that. And I don't think you want to be the team that says a first or a second round pick on that. I don't think you want that message.
It's a lot of PR. You got to do stuff with PR for a backup quarterback.
Well, what happens if the gambling thing,
what if it's a real thing? Yeah.
Addicts tend to go back to being addicts. You imagine spending a top pick on this guy and then it turns out he does it again. You want to talk about something that could get a bad GM fired? I give you that right there. And what I give you next is a little thing we like to call In the News. Primetime rolls on here on The Fan.
McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, World Cup group stage continuing today. In Group I, Kylian Mbappe nets 2 goals as France beats Senegal 3-1. Mbappe is now tied for third all-time in World Cup goals with 14. Erling Haaland scored 2 first-half goals to give Norway a 2-1 lead over Iraq. That's now into the second half. Later tonight, Group J gets underway. Lionel Messi and Argentina start their title defense against Algeria at 6. Then Austria and Jordan face off at 9. College World Series has 2 elimination games today. West Virginia bounced Troy out of the tournament with a 12-0 blowout. And Georgia will take on Texas at 5 to decide the last spot in the Final Four. And in the NFL, Cowboys receiver George Pickens has reported to minicamp and says he is prepared to play the 2026 season on the franchise tag. Pickens did not participate in the voluntary offseason program, but says he's never thought of skipping minicamp to kickstart negotiations on a long-term deal. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom, call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the Fan Sports Network.
Welcome back in. Get to the news here in a minute. We're talking about Sorsby. Someone said the perfect place for the Browns, or perfect place for Sorsby, the Browns. Disgruntled QB with off-field problems? Come on down. And that is true. I mean, that would fit. I mean, you could have Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, and Brandon Sorsby all on the same team.
Yeah, I guess if you just throw like 3 distractions into one, like that means no distraction, right?
It's kind of like negative math,
yeah, the
right?
double negative.
Double negative turns into a positive, except then you'd have a triple.
Right, so does that make it negative again?
That would be the most Browns thing ever if they burn like a 4th-round pick.
Sounds like a Quarterbacks Anonymous group. What's your problem? Oh, yeah, what's your problem?
Hey,
Hi, my name's Brandon.
Hey, Deshaun Watson says that he's feeling better. He said he didn't know if you were aware of this, but he was going through some things the last couple of years. And then he tore his Achilles twice.
Can you imagine, though, if Sorsby did go there, how unlikable that quarterback room is?
Boy, that is. Although,
look, Shedeur's loved, actually.
Shedeur is loved.
I actually don't mind Shedeur.
But
Deshaun Watson and Sorsby might be the 2 most unlikable guys.
That's true. But Shedeur, herein lies the question. Is Shedeur Sanders the most beloved or the most hated football player? Because it might be both. If you took a national poll and said who is at least in Cleveland, like he broke like sales records.
Yeah.
You could make the argument that he's the most because he does nothing and he's massively famous, has all these endorsements. He may be the most popular and the most hated quarterback I don't know if that's ever been done before. And then Watson is just universally hated. Right. Like everyone hates him until he starts being good at football again, and then people of Cleveland will love him. And that's the problem with Sorsby is I don't know if he's any good.
Right. He doesn't have Deshaun Watson talent.
The NFL will always forgive talent, just no matter what. You can pretty much do whatever you want if you are good enough. Problem is with Sorsby, if Sorsby was considered the number 1 quarterback coming out, like if this was, I don't know, Arch Manning or Dante Moore or something, it would be a different story. But it was a guy that you thought could be a 1st-round pick. And coaches hate answering questions about backup quarterbacks. That's the biggest one. They'll deal with crap for a starter. They will not deal with, that's like the whole Tim Tebow thing and Cam Newton. No one wants to answer questions about the backup quarterback. And if you draft Brandon Sorsby with a 3rd or a 4th-round pick, that is not your starter. That is a developmental kid. And especially on a bad team, like if he went to like the Chiefs, someone like that, the Rams, whatever, you can kind of bury him, and there's other stories. But if he goes to New York, if he goes to Cleveland, if he goes to Arizona, Miami, a place like that, what else do you have to talk about? Brandon Sorsby will be the number one story in training camp. And I know that like people don't think that stuff matters like PR. I promise you it does. It matters to owners, it matters to coaches, and it matters to players. No one wants to answer a bunch of questions about a guy that's not going to step on the field and is probably going to be suspended for a few games. So I don't know. Sorsby will be. They're gonna have a supplemental draft for him, and I'll be fascinated to see where he ends up. But I'm in my mind, not before the third round. Right now, though, it is not the third round. It is time for In the News. I'm your Noted News contributor, sitting in for your Noted News man. We'll be back on Monday. Remember, no show Friday.
That's right.
Juneteenth, which we're supposed to have the Fan Golf Classic. But even though we all have the day off, apparently they can't play on
the Cargo Shorts Classic.
The Cargo Shorts Classic. The Fan Golf Classic is next
Tuesday.
That's happening.
Yeah, we're loaded with all kinds. As far as I know, that has not been canceled. Can we back out of the Fan Golf Classic?
Everyone just backs out. Ah.
We show up at Langdon on Tuesday. No one's there.
I'm busy.
It is June 16th in the year of our Lord, 2026. It is National Fudge Day. You know, fudge, like whenever you look up the National Day, there's always like 5 or 6 things. This might be the first time that I've seen only one day. Fudge gets its own day. There's nothing else.
What do you think of fudge? Like, my mom makes fudge.
Yeah.
I think that's why I think it's only okay, because I've had like so much of it in my life, like burned me out. Like fudge is...
Fudge is like if you're going down to the beach.
Right.
Like fudge, I think yesterday, and this maybe go hand in hand, yesterday was Kite Day. And I always say the only reason to ever buy a kite or fly a kite is when you're at the beach, because what else are you going to do? It's like, oh, we're at the beach. Oh, we'll fly a kite. That's fudge. No one eats
saltwater taffy.
Saltwater taffy. It's the same thing. You go down to the beach and you're like, that's like the whitest thing you can do. You go to the Oregon coast and you get fudge and you get saltwater taffy, and they're fine, but you don't get it the rest of the year. But at the coast, what do we got to do? You fly a kite, you eat some fudge and some saltwater taffy, and you're like, oh man, the coast was great.
I tell you what, we do go to candy shops every time we go to the coast.
Right?
Every single time.
Without
question.
And outside of the coast, when's the last time you went to a candy shop? Never.
Yeah.
Where is a candy shop?
They used to have one at the town center, I remember, but that was back when I was like a little kid.
Do
they have candy shops
When's
anymore?
the last time someone went to a candy shop at home? When?
You're right. I don't even know there are there? I don't even think there are anymore.
I couldn't tell. I think there's one in downtown that's called like Rocket Fizz, and it's like a
okay, yeah, I do.
It's
Is
like
that still open?
I think so, and it's like a vintage candy store. So that's like if you want the slightly racist Cherry Clan candy from like the 80s, you can go get it there with like the weird, like the little Asian like hateful caricatures on it.
Yeah, Rocket Fizz is still out there.
Yeah, like you can get that. Like if you want a bubble gum soda, you go to Rocket Fizz.
Like a C's candy. Do you count that?
What, is that a thing?
C's candy? Yeah, they have that at the mall. They got that at the town center.
So it's at the mall. So you're now saying that candy stores are basically just another version of Auntie M's or like Wetzel's Pretzels. Like no one goes there.
Yeah.
I've never once thought to myself, hey, what do I want to do? I want to go to a candy store. But when you're at the coast, and it's not because
every time.
It's because your wife. I guarantee it. The woman in your life's like, we have to go to the candy store, and you buy fudge, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna eat fudge, and it's like you feel terrible after eating it because it's just like a pound of crap, and then you're like, I'll never eat this again.
Right. The kids fill up some bag full with like taffy and some gummies.
Yeah.
Then I end up eating it all because they don't. Then I'm just fat and I feel great.
And then, like, when you go, you try to limit the amount of fudge.
Right.
Because, like, by the way, why is fudge the cost of beef jerky? It's like $1,000. And so, you like, a square of fudge, and they're like, that's $39. You're like, no. They're like, it's handmade here on the Oregon coast. Give me the stuff that isn't handmade. Give me the stuff that's
Give
made.
me the machine stuff.
Exactly. Give me the stuff that's, like, it got sent here from Taiwan because I don't care. I don't care that it's Marionberry, Oregon fudge. I'm not taking out a second mortgage to pay for your fudge.
Is this a market we need to tap in? Is the candy shop market?
Yes.
There's a necessity in the city of Portland of candy shops.
Except no one will go there. You have to open one on the coast. And I think if you try to open one on the coast, it's like the mafia.
Oh, you'll get booted.
You get booted. If you go down to Lincoln City and you try to open a competing shop, they'll firebomb your ass.
There's a window broken for sure in the night.
Dude, guaranteed.
With a rock thrown in there that says, we'll kill you.
You don't just go into the coast and just decide to open your own candy shop.
How dare you?
Dude, Big Candy and Big Kite aren't putting up with that crap for 1 second.
You have to be born into that.
Yeah, it is. It's like a generation.
Yeah, like if your great-great-grandparents had a kite shop,
then you're
fine. But
yeah.
if you don't, you're out.
And then you go like in October and you're like, how are you people in business? I just think it's a front for running drugs. Because like if you've been to like coast in like July is amazing. You ever been to the coast like in November? Oh my God. It's just like the most depressing place on earth. It's just gray and it smells of meth and bad decisions and regret. And you're like, what is happening? And then you go by that kite store in the fudge and there's just one person working in there and they've just lost the will to live. And you're like, oh, and then you feel bad. So you buy like 7 pieces of fudge and 4 kites. You're like, here's $1,000 because you just feel bad for him. That's the Oregon coast in November. It's also Tupac's birthday, by the way.
Oh.
Rest in power, the great Tupac.
All eyes on me.
1996.
Thug life. I love Tupac. He's great.
When I was like in middle school, that was like, for suburban white kids in the 90s, when Tupac came out, I don't know if there was a bigger cultural influencer in my life than mid-90s Tupac. You've never seen white kids want to be black and from the inner city so badly than when Tupac was at his peak powers.
And then luckily, as we got older, Eminem came along, so then white kids could grasp onto Eminem.
They had their own, like, we got Eminem.
We finally got one. We don't have to be Tupac anymore. I will say, I remember it's like, I think it was high school graduation. They had like fake tattoos or something. Everyone's getting, maybe it was 8th grade. They were getting like the Thug Life tattoo on their stomachs.
Oh, yeah. Get with it with like an 8th grade.
I think that had to have been 8th grade going into high school, junior high kids.
I guarantee you that there's a lot of awkward 40-year-old men with fat guts with Thug Life tattooed on them. And like they will never take their shirt off. Hey, Dad, what's on? Don't. We're not speaking of this. I was 19 and I made poor decisions. The best and the worst part about Tupac, though, and I watched the documentary and I thought it was like an urban legend, but supposedly it's been confirmed. As he was dying on the street, and the cops asked him, who shot you? His response was, blank you. That was like some of his final words. The dude was gunned down in the street, lying there dying. And the cops wanted to help, like let's solve your murder. And he wouldn't talk to the cops.
Snitches get stitches, and we know this.
And look, say what you will about him. I appreciate the fact that guy kept it real to the very end. Like when you're laying there dying and your final words are F you to F the police. Now I don't recommend that.
No.
Because I have a lot of cops that are friends, but I appreciate that you kept the shtick up right till the very end. To the very, very end.
See what it says on my stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thug Life. I ain't telling you nothing.
All right, we come back. We got some restaurant awards, bad dog news, and we got a state of emergency declared today. That when we come back in the news. Although I have to stick around for All right, welcome back. Horizontal Tug coming up. Do some headlines. We're in the middle of In the News right now. We got some James Beard Awards going on, and I tried one of these. I have not gone to the other, but the missus has gone, and she loves it. So Scotch Lodge won for Outstanding Bar, and Scotch Lodge is, if you don't, it's a very, it's a hoity-toity elevated bar. Like, but it's kind of cool. Like, if you're a whiskey lover, they have a lot going on, and it's a really good menu. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite place because I'm more of a dive bar sort of guy, but it is pretty cool. Like, if they have a couple bar stools where you can like sit right there and you can watch them cook in front of you, and they have a good duck. It's like a bar where you can get like a high-end scotch and you can get like a crispy duck.
Sounds way too fancy for me. Way too fancy.
I will tell you that I do not think that the Vaughns are heading to Scotch Lodge.
Like, I feel uncomfortable just you talking about it. I feel so uncomfortable there. There's numerous times even with Coach Vaughn, she works at Central Catholic. We'll hang out with like Central Catholic people. I feel so out of place because they're like these rich people. Just this poor kid from I don't know about these high class things.
Well, my gal is a foodie, and so she's got like friends that they go do these things, and I'm usually not invited because it's wasted on me.
Well, that makes sense.
It's expensive, and I don't.
You'll make a comment.
Yeah.
See, I'm with you. I do that too. Coach Vaughn won't invite places because she knows I'll make a comment that'll make her mad. She'll be like, "You're ruining the environment."
Yes. The one time we went to the Scotch Lodge and we sat at the I don't know what you call it, the bar. Like it's literally like they're cooking in front. There's no barrier between you and the chef.
That's pretty sweet though.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool, but like as the food came out, if I said something, then she would get very mad at me. Because she'd be like, "They can hear you," and I was like, "No, I'm not being rude. I was trying to just be honest, and she did not like my honesty. So I'm usually not allowed to go to those places. She just goes with her girlfriends, and so that won a James Beard Award for bar, and then the chef. And this is a place that she has gone to that I am not allowed to go to. And so this is a Japanese place. It's a tasting menu, and it's Nodo Guro. And she absolutely loves that place. And I want to give a shout out to that chef because he won an individual award for best chef. And that is, let's find out what his name was. Ryan Roadhouse won best chef in the Northwest and Pacific region, which covers Oregon, Washington, Alaska, and Hawaii. And that place has a Japanese tasting menu, and it's over on Southwest Broadway. And apparently it is phenomenal. My girl raved about it, but anything with a tasting menu, I usually get poo-pooed. And I used to I was like, really? Like, you won't bring me? And then I was like, yeah, it's fine. So it's kind of become her thing.
We all need that. We all need our own things, and I kind of understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to you, Suk. I feel like that's not the spot for you.
It's not.
Like because she enjoys it and she wants to enjoy it, and you would make a comment, you would say something that makes it bad, and I agree with her.
Well, I think that the Scotch Lodge one,
and it's not even that you're going to say something mean or anything.
No,
it's just you. That's just you.
We were sitting there at the counter. I remember the Scotch Lodge one, and they had dill fries. Like, I was like, what? Dill fries? I'm like, can I just get like regular fries? And she was like, shut up.
Yeah, how dare you?
And I was like, well, I don't really like dill. Like, I was like, I don't want dill in my. And so I was like, whatever.
See, but that comment right there ruins the environment. It ruins the entire thing.
And so they brought this thing, and it was all you could taste was dill. It was overwhelming. Like I was licking a pickle anus. That's how much dill was on this thing. It was so over the top.
Holy cow.
And so I didn't say anything, but I didn't eat the fries. Right? And she was like, what, you're not going to eat those? And I was like, I don't like them. Like, it's just dill. And that's all that happened, and then I got in trouble. Because I wouldn't
eat the damn things.
I didn't want to eat the dill. And then I pointed out, I'm like, I don't see you eating them.
Did you tell her
because they were too much dill.
Did you tell her that it tastes like dill anus? Maybe she would be like, okay, I see now.
Well, she gets mad at me. Meanwhile, she's not eating them. No one was reaching for those things. But the duck was really good.
Well, you're the man. You're the man. You got to finish eating all this stuff.
Well, I've never understood that. If we go someplace and I don't like it, I won't eat it. Like, no, it's one thing, like, I'll have some, but I don't need to finish a big thing of fries if I don't like the fries. Now I'm just being fat for no reason. So why would I eat that?
Because you paid for it.
She views it as rude. She thinks that it's the chef's counter. That's what they call it. She thinks I'm being rude to them.
But isn't it rude?
And I'm like, I just paid $39 for some fries. I should have the right to not eat those fries because they're not good.
But isn't it, Brandon, is it rude or not? I think it's kind of rude, though, because you're saying this sucks, bro.
I'm kind of with Sook that if you're paying for it, you expect it to be edible to your terms. And no, the chef might have some hard feelings about it, but I think at the end of the day, it's your money that you're paying to expect
and that's why
that level of a meal.
And that's why it was awkward because if I'm just in the back, whatever. But when I was like face to face with the chef, and I was like, that's not my fault. I didn't choose to sit here. You chose to sit here. Now the scotch was delightful. I had about 9 of those. That was incredible. And that was my thing. I rang up such a bill drinking, I should be able to do whatever the hell I want with those dill fries. And what I wanted to do was not eat them because they were terrible. And then at the end, the guy was like really cool. He's like, hey, do you want me to take those off? And I was like, no, I'll even pay the third. I wasn't even asked. I just didn't like them. And she was like, you see what you did? I'm like, what? I didn't like something. I ate the duck. The duck was incredible. I licked the bowl of the duck. It was that good. This is why I'm not invited to the tasting menus. This sort of thing. I get shamed. It's no good. We got a state of emergency. Now, did you notice the air quality this morning?
No, I didn't notice it.
We had some wildfire smoke.
Oh, wow.
Not a bunch, but I guess that we got some fires burning over in Pendleton. And I did notice this morning when I was out and about, I was going for a ride. I did notice there was kind of a tinge. Okay. Where I was like, is there something going on? And then sure enough, I read on the news that we did have, nothing too severe, but we did have some smoke. And we've already got some fires burning over in Pendleton. There's already some up in Washington. I think there's like 4 of them burning up there already. And the old fearless governor, No Toll Tina, actually declared a state of emergency on Tuesday, simply because they are predicting, because this has been such a dry year, they are predicting this to be a really, really bad wildfire season.
So fire frightens me so much because you just don't know what's going to happen. It's so unpredictable. So that's not good. Well, I do not like this.
It's not good when we don't really have a lot of fires going on right now and they've already declared a state of emergency.
Right.
That's letting you know
it's going to get way worse, bros.
Buckle up. So if you are planning like later in the summer and you're planning you're planning to go somewhere, just be aware that could be a bit dicey. Many years ago, we went down to Lake Shasta.
Yeah.
We were going to rent a houseboat, and as we were driving through, like the sides were on fire.
Oh my God.
I've never actually driven through like a fire, and so this like the sagebrush, everything like on the sides was still burning. And I was like, we can drive. I thought they were going to turn us around, and they were like, no, you just keep going. And we drove, like, it was crazy. For like 100 miles, we drove through a fire. And then when we got on the boat, it was rough. Like, but there was no like refunds or whatever. So I think they gave us like 25% back. Oh. They knocked it off. But yeah, it was rough. Like the whole time we were out on the boat, there was just like a layer of smoke. Fires suck.
Fires are horrible, man. I remember I had to drive, when I was driving Uber, there was a guy that had to drive back like into the gorge or whatever, like when there was the big fires and there was fires going on everywhere. And he got there and he was all panicked. I picked him up at the airport. He's like sprinting to me. He's like, you got to go. And I'm like driving like 90 straight into the fire. I'm like, this sucks, but I also want to try to help you. He's like, yeah, my cat just died. My wife's freaking out. I'm like, man, this is horrible. Can you at least tip me though?
Yeah. Well, be prepared.
He tips.
Tip. Be prepared. Something bad's going to happen. Speaking of bad happening, Portland State apparently is trying to close a $35 million budget gap. And layoffs are about to go down. They are going to be laying off to up to like 160 people across 19 different academic departments to try to close that gap. And even with that, that's still only 16 million of the 35 million gap. And as I was reading through this, my daughter goes to Portland State. And I was like, that's a bummer. I don't want anyone to lose their job. But can I ask the question, is anyone running a balanced budget? Every day it feels like when we're in the news, we're talking about something involving the homeless. We're talking about a school. Is anyone able to actually stick to a budget? Like, it blows my mind as I read through this because my first thought was, oh, that sucks. And I wanted to ask my daughter, hey, have you heard anything or do you know anyone? And then I was like, why? Why is it that every every government or every even public institution, we're always running a deficit.
Because that's the definition of a budget. It has the parameters of what you're supposed to stay in, right? Like if you have a budget of $10, we can't go over $10. We don't have that much money. If I'm going to spend 11, I can't. I only have 10. But everyone's like, we're going to spend more.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense. Like it's literally the definition of what we have to spend, and everyone goes over it. What are we doing?
By $35 million? I
mean, that's not a little bit.
You misshot the budget by $35 million? Every time I read one of the stories, I don't know, that's stuck in my head today. I'm like, oh, you're laying off people. Wait, you're only closing half the gap? Hey, we want to do this. You can't. You don't have the money. I'd like to do a lot of things in my life, but I look at the bank account, I'm like, oh, I can't do that.
Like, I feel like the person that runs the budget should be able to be like, hey, I'm going to be within 35 mil. Like, it should be closer.
You would think. No.
Shouldn't be that hard.
I feel bad for the people at Porn State, though.
Yeah.
If you're one of those people getting laid off, I am sorry for you, but at the same time, run a budget. It doesn't seem like it's that hard.
No.
All right, that's it for In the News. When we come back, the horizontal tug, and we do a little headlines. Coming up next, Primetime here on The Fan.
This is McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, World Cup group stage continuing today. In Group I, Kylian Mbappe nets 2 goals as France beats Senegal 3-1. Mbappe is now tied for third all-time in World Cup goals with 14. Erling Haaland scored 2 first-half goals, and Norway just added another in stoppage play as Norway now leads 4-1 over Iraq. Later tonight, Group J gets underway. Lionel Messi and Argentina start their title defense against Algeria at 6. Then Austria and Jordan face off at 9. College World Series has 2 elimination games today. West Virginia bounced Troy out of the tournament with a 12-0 blowout. And Georgia currently taking on Texas to decide the last spot in the Final Four. And in the NFL, Cowboys receiver George Pickens has reported to minicamp and says he is prepared to play the 2026 season on the franchise tag. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the Fan.
Welcome in just after 5 o'clock here on a beautiful Tuesday, much cooled down. I think we're past the heat advisory. I think we're in the crisp, lovely 70-degree territory. 77, I believe, today, as I was out strolling about.
It's right around perfect, man.
Yeah, 77. You can't really complain about 77.
Mid-70s,
Light breeze coming out of the south. Feels good. No Isaac Ropp. He's gone for the rest of the week. He's down in Kansas City. He went back. He said he was catching up with some of the friends, going to play in a golf tournament, catch some Royals games. See, being from here, I miss out on the reunion of the hometown. Like if I got together with people that I went to high school with, we would just go here.
You just go to a bar here, yeah.
Yeah, you go to a bar here, which I think that kind of lacks a little something. I don't really keep in touch with anyone. Do you keep in touch with high school people?
I have like 2 friends that I keep in touch with high school, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been to like the reunion?
No.
Yeah.
I don't even get invited.
I haven't either.
I feel like it was all on Facebook, but I might be wrong on that. I think they kind of organize it through Facebook. I don't have Facebook, so I never really got invitations. But no, I've never gone, never even heard about them.
Because next year I think that'd be my, 30th? 30th next year?
Yeah, because I'm...
I think they do them every 10 years, right? 10, 20, 30.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a reunion. I think Rob just said he was getting together with some friends from high school and college.
I think he's probably going to that Pizza Hut, too. Wasn't the Pizza Hut down there in...
Oh, yeah. Dude, I bet you if they have opened one of those Pizza Huts, I guarantee he goes back.
That'd be sick, actually.
I mean, that's kind of one of the things about like going back to your hometown. Like if you went back to like little like town, although he's not going to Salina. They're meeting in Kansas City. So I don't think, because his parents don't live in Salina anymore.
So what's the point of going? Well,
yeah.
No offense to Salina, I've never been there, but
No.
I don't feel like there's a lot of reasons you need to go there.
That's like if you grew up in like La Pine and you came to Portland. Like you if you're getting together with your boys, you get together in Portland. You don't get together in La Pine.
No.
But yeah, he's down in the Midwest. So he's gone this week. He'll be back on Monday. And then don't forget Friday, no show with Juneteenth. Back on Monday. And then Tuesday, we have the Fan Golf Classic sold out at Langdon Farms. It is time for the horizontal tug, though. We'll go through some headlines. Nice little day in the World Cup. I mean, yesterday we had 4 games, 4 ties, which I don't think sat well with anyone. But France beat Senegal today 3-1. Norway kicked the hell out of Iraq 4-1. And then I would argue that right now, like maybe Argentina, Brazil, kind of the 2 biggest, I think, casual names. Like you get to see Messi, and Argentina won last year's World Cup, so they're the final one, and that'll kick off here about 6 o'clock. We've yet to had a big game. Like as you go deeper into the group stage and then into the knockout, you'll get some of these, but so far it's just been a lot of No offense, but it's been a lot of good teams against bad teams or two bad teams that no one cares about.
Right. Yeah, and then when we move on, it'll get a lot better. But yeah, you're going through the group stage where everyone is. And I was talking to my soccer bros, and they were saying how, it's very watered down because they kind of changed the format a little bit. More teams are invited now to the knockout stage. It used to just be basically top two in your group advance. Now there's a lot of third place teams. So I think teams are more, to your point, Suk, like there's a lot more draws and a lot more ties. And I think teams are fine with it now because you can get third in your group and advance. So I think it actually has changed the game plan of it. And it may have hurt maybe a little bit of the excitement in group play that we used to see in the past.
Well, I'd make the argument that right now the biggest story of the World Cup has just been the fans.
Right.
You got the Freddie guy down south who's like getting picked up by private planes. He's going to J.J. Watt's house. He was practicing with the Saints. See, the Saints got a hold of him when he was in New Orleans. He's out there catching passes from Tyler Shuck. I got the Scots have taken over Fenway Park. What else? We got the Frenchman who experienced Buc-ee's for the first time. Give me this. So these are some of the viral clips that are going around. This is a Frenchman who I think they're down in Texas. Are they playing in Houston? I think. And so he's down. Yeah. So
that seems right.
This is a Frenchman in Texas that got to experience Buc-ee's for the very first time. Hold, wait.
Searching.
Searching.
I will say though,
it's great. He gets to experience beaver nuggets.
I saw the end of the world in the US, and it's called Buc-ee's. They say it's a gas station, but that's a lie. A gas station has a sad sandwich and a coffee machine that never works. This place has 120 pumps. 120. Why? Are you refueling the US Air Force? Are you preparing for an alien invasion? That's terrifying. And the mascot is a beaver in a baseball cap. I saw grown men taking photos with a statue of a rodent. In France, we have revolutions. In the US, you bow down to a squirrel on steroids. And inside, the aggression. A man with a knife screaming, fresh brisket on the board. Sir, calm down. I just want sparkling water. Don't kill me. But I have a problem. I wanted to hate it. I wanted to be the superior Frenchman snob. But then I ate the beaver nuggets. I don't know what is in them. I think it's sugar, butter, and pure methamphetamine. I ate one, then I had the whole bag in the parking lot like a wild animal. And the toilets, I have to admit it, but they are nicer than my apartment. You could eat the brisket off the floor in the bathroom. It's cleaner than the hospital. So I have failed. I came to judge and I stayed for the snacks. I don't have the hat, but in my heart, I am wearing the hat. God bless the beaver.
God bless the beaver. As we get into the World Cup, obviously the games are going to get better, but right now the fan takeovers and just kind of the hospitality that the U.S. is showing some of these people, this so far has been the highlight of the World Cup, is getting to see fan bases kind of be embraced. Even in down in Mexico, there was the great clip of the South Koreans partying with the Mexicans. Like there's just like this so far has been really cool. Like I didn't know how the World Cup was going to go because there was a lot of backlash towards FIFA, but so far, I'll tell you, like I said, we don't even have good games yet, and I've gotten wrapped up in World Cup.
Yeah, there seemed like there's a lot of controversy heading into the World Cup of just politics and everything going into it, and it seems like people have really embraced it from outside of America, and people inside of America have embraced everyone that's coming in to the country, which I think is great. And it was a legitimate question of what is actually going to happen.
That's what I was wondering. The only one that's getting a bad rap is, I guess, Iran. So they're playing in California, but we booted them. We say they can't stay. They can't have their base in the U.S. It was supposed to be in Arizona.
There's a lot of booze.
But we booted them to Mexico. So I guess they, like, right after the game, we force them to get on a plane and fly back. And so they have to fly in, I think, the day before the game, and they have to leave right after. They're not even allowed to, like, hang out afterwards. So
there's the national anthem they played, too. A lot of booze for that. And,
although I do generally feel bad. Like, they didn't start the war.
Right.
Like, they were just playing soccer over there, and then, like whatever you think of their government, I know, like, but we did bomb them. Like, I feel bad for those guys. I generally feel bad.
But outside of that, I feel like having said that, outside of that, I feel like everything else has gone about as good as you possibly could get.
Yes.
And it also helps that America won 4-0, and
I'll tell you, dude,
they look good at playing in Paraguay.
We're playing up in Seattle.
Yeah, Friday.
Did you see too that they have to cover up all the stadium names? Like,
no.
So when you go up to Seattle, there is no signage now that says CenturyLink or Lumen. Sorry, it's not CenturyLink. Lumen. It's all, even like the big giant ones on the side. They have to
cover that.
Everything's covered, and you have to have. They said within a certain distance of the stadium, they have to cover the sign saying Lumen Field, and now it just says Seattle Field. This like you are not allowed to have any other branding other than the World Cup branding. So if you think you're going to Lumen, no, you are not. You can be driving and the sign that says Lumen Field on the freeway, I guess it's been covered up that says Seattle Stadium. That's how serious FIFA is about, I don't know, the corruption of the money.
Is that kind of cool? I think it's kind of.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I think it's dumb.
FIFA gets to do whatever the hell they want to do.
I think it's dumb.
Why?
I think it's just. I think it's just an extra stretch for FIFA to, hold their power over, all these sponsors to like, oh no, you can't do that. Like I think it's just dumb.
Yeah, you can't. Like,
that makes sense. I just kind of
They got us to take down all our signage, change freeway signs, replace the NFL. The 800-pound gorilla cannot get grass on fields, and FIFA managed to do it. Like they got all those stadiums to rip it up and put in. Like how many times do we watch the Super Bowl and we have the worst grass known to man? In FIFA, who's ever in charge of the FIFA grass? Dude, get that for the NFL. I don't get that. How do they get the best grass on every stadium and we can't do it right, even for like our one biggest game? Every year that they try to play on natural surface in the playoffs.
What was the 1 year in Arizona where everyone's slipping?
Everyone's slipping.
Philly and Kansas City.
Yeah. You just blowing out your knee left and right.
Yeah.
But like FIFA dude, they are all powerful. But that game up in Australia, dude, that thing is going to be nuts.
Yeah.
And if the U.S. kicks the crap out of Australia, dude, buckle up. Because at that point, because already we beat like Paraguay, whatever, 4-1, and already people are like, oh, there's a rumble, and I don't know what that game means, but if they beat Australia, it will be at a fever pitch. We'll go full Bucky, and we will honor the rodent. And
the hype that will happen
if
they beat Australia.
Bring on Argentina, bring on Spain. We can't be beat.
Especially because Turkey, as we learned, it's Turkey.
Yes, Turkey.
They are the other good squad in the group, but they lost to Australia 2-0. So like, if USA beats Australia, you already got 6 points in the group. This is over. Turkey sucks. Australia sucks. Go USA. We're all the way, man. Now, the hype will be real if they win that game.
Now, someone's saying that soccer grass isn't football grass. It won't work. What is the difference between soccer grass and football grass? Now, I don't play soccer. I haven't played soccer since I was like 8 years old. But someone needs to explain to me what the difference between football grass and soccer grass is. Like, what grass is not grass? I'm confused and frightened. Is football grass tougher? Does soccer grass just lay down for no reason?
According to this, soccer fields typically choose softer, longer fibers to cushion falls, while football fields may use a denser turf to support frequent contact.
So soccer grass would get beat
softer.
Up? So like someone getting tackled on it? But they slide around on it. So we can't. So again, you're telling me that because of the grass, we can't grow good football grass, but you can grow good soccer grass? How is that possible?
I don't know.
I find that to be strange.
You make a good point, though. How can the NFL not get on board and get grass everywhere if that's what they want?
We have stadiums that literally pull grass. Like there's a big mechanical sheet that goes from inside to outside. We can do that, but we can't master growing grass. This is the bridge too far. All of our American scientists, all the American ingenuity that we have, and we can't grow a field of effing grass. Meanwhile, soccer's out here just putting in grass fields like in a week, and apparently they're the best things in the world. It's unbelievable. And we call ourselves the greatest country on earth. We can't do grass. Apparently we can't do grass and we can't do healthcare. Those are the two things we can't do.
According to internet, some people are saying it's because football fields, they completely ruin the grass because they play so hard on it.
Yeah.
And so it just ruins grass. And so soccer fields
just go too
are
hard.
just better grass. That's right.
So what you're saying is we as Americans, we just go too hard.
We're too good. We're too strong. We're too smart.
You know what? We're too American.
That's right.
It's just we're too exceptional.
That's right. We are too American, and our grasses can't be good enough.
Nature can't handle.
We can't be the best at everything.
No,
we give up grass.
Yeah, the European mind can't comprehend football grass and Buc-ee's.
No.
NBA. You see, the finals were the most watched finals since 1998. Game 5.
Do you buy all this? I'm sorry. Do you buy all these things?
33 million.
Everything that I see.
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
Yes, because everything I see that's on TV, this is the most watched sporting event ever. I find it hard to believe every single year we're upping the standards for every football game, for every baseball game, for every basketball game. I mean, this is the most watched thing of all time. I get it.
It is. Well, 98 apparently not. So Jordan apparently topped this, but. I mean, I will say the NBA Finals, because we talked about the World Cup needing to have a moment. The NBA had a moment.
They did.
The NBA has had a bit of a bad run here. I don't think the NBA right now has the best of reputations. I mean, there's a clip going around of basically talking about your league has a problem in that no one wants to win and no one wants to play hard.
Right.
That's not good. The final 5 minutes of every one of your games are the most painful thing to watch in the world. But the NBA playoffs, give them credit this year, the NBA playoffs were dynamite. And the fact that you had Wemby and the Spurs and then the New York market and all that and the games and all the comebacks, across the board, they averaged 20 million people and they peaked at 33, and they're saying that's the highest rated since 98.
And it may be real. I just feel
I like that you're a conspiracy theorist.
I feel like I read this every time I see big sporting events.
Nielsen's in on the fix.
I feel like they fudged the numbers.
I think it's hard to track at this point, right? With all the streaming and all the streaming apps, how are we tracking? Like 98, we only had TV.
Well, I think
we were watching it live.
Streaming is the easy one. Like, because with Nielsen, I've never met anyone with a Nielsen box, but streaming, it would be pretty easy, right? Because you just have who's streaming.
Sure.
Like, I would think that streaming is more accurate than Nielsen, because Nielsen is one guy represents, thousands.
Right.
And again, I have no idea who gets a Nielsen box. Couldn't tell you. In 48 years on the planet, I've never met someone with a Nielsen box.
Yeah.
But when you watch something on Netflix, now you don't have to believe their numbers because Netflix may blow the smoke up your arse, but you would think that that's the easier way to track it.
Sure.
But 33 million people. And by the way, that's going to be a low number because that's 30 million people that streamed it or 30 million people that had a Nielsen box. How many people were watching it? Bars, friend's house.
Right.
So in actuality.
Especially for New Yorkers, too.
Right.
Oh, I guarantee if you're saying 33 million TVs were logged into that, I guarantee 45 to 50 million people were watching that thing.
Right.
And it is interesting because you talk about the NBA having a moment. Wemby went from being the darling, the new face of the NBA, to now people hate that guy because the way he played, he's a villain. So I do wonder how it looks next season when he comes in. Do they embrace it? Does he try to go to, try not to be the villain? Because we saw LeBron try to embrace it. That never worked. Shea's already kind of a villain in the Western Conference. There are some questions of what Wemby does with the Spurs because you're right, Brandon. He turned from a straight lovable character, he's the next face, and I was all about it, and then he went to a villain. Wonder what it is next season.
I don't know. That's I still like him. I still pull for Wemby, but I have heard that from a lot of people that he left that game. He left that series.
A couple cheap shots on Brunson, that kind of stuff. People hate that in the NBA.
I don't mind that he has an
edge.
It.
I kind of want to give him a pass because he's young still. He's still trying to kind of figure out his footing in the league. It's his first playoff run. You don't go that far on your first playoff run. So I think he's still kind of trying to figure things out. But at the same time, I think he knows what he did.
I think that's the great point, is that he is 22 years old. He's still young. His immaturity showed so much. We talked about during the T-Wolf series how when he elbowed Naz Reid. The Spurs' immaturity did show up at some certain times. It didn't against OKC, but it did in the series before. There were some moments in the OKC series as well, but it showed up big time against the Knicks, and it killed him in the second half. And then we saw Wemby, cheap shots on guys.
I just don't.
The way he talked to the media after the games wasn't his best. But I'm with you.
Skip the media one time.
Skip the media. It's just he's 22.
He walked off the court and not shaking hands. I
don't mind that.
I don't mind having a black cat. I don't. The league needs villains, and I think Wemby being a 7'5" Frenchman that's got an edge and throws some bows and can be a little prickly.
He kind of looks like a villain.
He does.
Like a movie villain.
Yeah, just if that guy puts on weight, if he comes back 20 pounds heavier and in better shape, I need something in the NBA because I'm a casual NBA guy. Outside of the Blazers consist of 90% of the NBA that I watch. Right? If that's how I view the NBA through that prism. But this year's playoffs, I watched. I think I watched, and this is why I think that 33 million number is accurate. I watched more NBA playoffs this year than I have in years, and I think I watched every second of the NBA Finals.
Yeah. Western
Conference Finals and the Finals, I don't think I missed a game, and I watched start to finish. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that was due to Wemby. New York and Wemby is a perfect combination. And it just goes to show you that who's playing in those games does matter. We love storylines and we love rooting for and against things. And I think both of those teams were easy to root for and against.
Well, you and Rob brought this up, I believe, when the Knicks made the finals. Do the NBA need the Knicks? Yes, they do need New York. You need LA. You need one of these big markets to be really good. Yep. It does help. And we saw that again. the numbers may be off, it may not be off, but they were giant numbers because you could tell there was a lot of people talking about it. You saw all the videos, all the pictures. Like, this was a very big series, and New York being in it has a big thing to do with it.
Yeah. When we come back, the NFL throws their hat into a political ring. Speaking of political ring, we've got terrorist plots and kind of a little shocker out of the NHL, which you kind of asked me about, which I don't fully understand. So a lot still to get to in hour 3. Primetime here on The Fan.
a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, World Cup group stage continuing today in Group I. Kylian Mbappe nets 2 goals as France beats Senegal 3-1. Mbappe is now tied for 3rd all-time in World Cup goals with 14. Erling Haaland scored 2 first-half goals as Norway took down Iraq 4-1. Later tonight, Group J gets underway. Lionel Messi and Argentina start their title defense against Algeria at 6. Then Austria and Jordan face off at 9. College World Series has 2 elimination games today. West Virginia bounced Troy out of the tournament with a 12-0 blowout. And Georgia currently taking on Texas to decide the last spot in the Final Four. And in the NFL, Cowboys receiver George Pickens has reported to minicamp and says he is prepared to play the 2026 season on the franchise tag. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the Fans.
Time for the malfunctioning epiglottis now. You brought this up, and I was a little surprised by this too. So if you don't know the story of our fighting Tom Dundons, who just won the Stanley Cup, congratulations to the worst owner in sports, by the way. And I do enjoy that we were talking about this too. The Dundon media is back on the case over the horrifying, devastating news that Thiago Splitter will not be our head coach. I love that the Portland media is back on the Tom Dundon is the worst owner in sports.
Hey, it is Proclamation Tuesday.
Yes.
So the Portland media had to make their proclamations.
Yes.
Oh, this is terrible. Thiago Splitter, not the Blazers coach, is the worst thing ever. Tom Dundon sucks.
The 500 basketball coach that is Thiago Splitter that lost in the playoffs in 5 games, you can't possibly let him walk out the building.
The coach who made no adjustments in the second half of the playoffs.
Ridiculous.
Can't have him.
But in the Stanley Cup Finals, so the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and if you didn't follow hockey, and why would you? Like, if you're not a hockey fan, I get it. But Vegas played the Knights, the Las Vegas Knights played the Hurricanes and lost. People may not know this because this doesn't happen in any other sport really, but in hockey, you can get wild swings. Like the Los Angeles Kings were an 8 seed once and won the Stanley Cup and blew their way through it. Like, no 8 seed in the NBA goes on and wins. The Las Vegas Knights, with 10 games left to play in the regular season, were on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. Like, it was a mess. They fired their coach. Imagine an NBA team firing their coach with 10 games left in the season that's just on the outside of the playoffs. They rattle off, I think it was 9 of 10 to end it, ended up making the playoffs, actually ended up winning their division with that stretch, goes into the postseason, rolls their way through, by the way, sweeps the best team in hockey, the Colorado Avalanche. No offense to Thiago Splitter in his big 5-game loss against the Spurs. John Tortorella led the Knights, not just over the best team in hockey. That was one of the 10 best regular seasons in NHL history, and they swept Colorado. They go into the Stanley Cup, and then they lose a heartbreaker to a better team in Carolina. So you would think John Tortorella, who is a longtime established coach, kind of a red ass, but he's been around the block, good coach. I guess all the players said they really liked him. He engineered that comeback. And by the way, Tortorella said that he wanted to coach. Like he was like, no, he's like, I want to be back. And apparently today, John Tortorella will not return as the coach of the Golden Knights. You wonder about letting someone like the Thiago Splitter thing? Imagine the fervor in Portland if that happened. Imagine if Thiago Splitter led the Portland Trailblazers to the postseason and then made it to the NBA Finals and was told that he's not going to be the coach, because that's what happened in Vegas. Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe Tortorella is just a red ass, or they wanted to go in a different direction. Maybe something happened in the Stanley Cup. They didn't like the adjustments, but I was legitimately shocked today that he was let go.
Yeah, and I knew he was old, and so I wanted when I heard
68.
Yeah, when I heard that, I looked up the age of 68. I thought, okay, well maybe that's his reason. But then it says no, he wants to continue coaching.
Yeah.
It seems like this would be a perfect spot. Like, he got the guys to play hard. The guys were like, hey, a lot of respect. He was awesome. He was really good for us at the time.
They went 21-8-1, including the postseason under him.
One of the guys said he was a fantastic coach. Like, it's weird that then it's like, nope, hey, thanks for coming. And it made me just start thinking about Thiago Splitter right away because that's the way I go. I'm thinking about the Blazers off of this. Like, if the Vegas Golden Knights, who, as you said, were outside the playoffs, they weren't going to make it. They fire their coach. They bring a new guy in. They start dominating. And not only did they beat like the Colorado Avalanche, Colorado was dominating in the playoffs before they played in that series. And then Vegas sweeps them.
Yeah.
You compare that to like the Nuggets going and sweeping the Thunder in the playoffs. Like, that is wild stuff.
Yeah.
And then to just say, nah, we're good. It makes me think even more of like, why are we all freaking out about Thiago Splitter, who was, yes, put in a terrible spot with the Chauncey Billups stuff. No doubt about that. Coming into game 2, having to take over. He was fine. He didn't make great adjustments. Like, there are a lot of things to not think he was a great coach, but yet now because Tom Dundon didn't give him the job right away and supposedly offered him less money than he wanted, this is a disaster, and the whole coach hiring process is a disaster. That's what I've read, is the whole process of finding this coach has been a terrible one and a disaster. I can't buy it, Suk. I just can't do it. I want to. I can't do it.
At some point, hire a coach and we'll move on from there. Because this offseason, no one will care about the coach. They will care about what happens with the roster.
Right.
It's like if you hired, I don't know who's the best coach. Like if you went out and got Stan Van Gundy or some coach that you've heard of, right? And then your big addition to the offseason was Damian Lillard. Let's say Damian Lillard and, I know, some mid-level sort of guy, right? Even Murphy. Right. Murphy out of New Orleans. Yep. If that's your move, how do you view this offseason as opposed to if you go hire, whether it's a Nori or you go hire Lashbrook, the guy from Boston, but you end up with Giannis or you end up with Jaylen Brown? Which one is viewed as a better offseason?
I would guess the Giannis or Jaylen Brown because you're getting the stud.
Yeah, I don't care who the coach is. Hire a coach and let's see what happens.
Right.
Yeah, I could care less if Thiago Splitter's the coach. I don't care if it's Lashbrook. I don't care if it's a Nori. Eventually, hire a coach. Hopefully it happens soon. And then I care about what happens with the team. Because if you go out and swing a deal for Giannis, and by the way, Ramona Shelburne was on there today. She was on one of the NBA shows, and she is going back to it saying, dude, Portland has a phenomenal package for Giannis. Whether it's Giannis or Jaylen Brown, I think that's how you judge this offseason. I really don't care what happens to the coach because I don't know. I don't know if Thiago Splitter is a great coach, and I don't know if Anori is a great coach, and I don't know if Lashbrook is. I know Thiago Splitter is fine. Yep. He's the definition of fine. You were fine. And if you're willing to get excited or bent out of shape over fine, I don't know what to tell you. I'm more excited about getting an all-NBA guy. Go get me Jaylen Brown or Giannis, and then I will get excited about that.
Because the thing about Thiago is it would have been totally fine if they brought it back, and it would have been the safe pick because we do know the guys on the Blazers have bought into Thiago. Sure. They listen to him. And there is a risk if you go out and you get Mike Nori or Lashbrook from the Celtics, who never played in the NBA. No. And this happens a lot in the NBA. It may not happen. It may happen in football as well. I don't know. But in the NBA,
most of the head coaches have not played in the NFL is different. Like most of those guys are not ex-players.
It's a different animal. So it's like if you didn't play in the NBA, a lot of times these guys would be like, I'm not going to listen to you right away.
Yeah.
And so that's the risk you run if you go get those assistant coaches. So not getting Thiago, yeah, I can see it. But at the same time, Thiago wasn't this groundbreaking head coach at any means. And also, we said this like 2 weeks ago, the head coach right now for the Blazers is not a big priority in our mind because there was no coach that was going to lift this team past the Spurs.
Well, I'll make that
It's all about the roster at this moment. They got to improve the roster before they can do anything else.
The Bulls are ass. They're picking like fourth.
Cheeks.
Yeah. I'll make a bet with you right now. In 3 years, is Thiago Splitter the head coach of the Chicago Bulls? Because most of the time that when you get hired for a bad coach.
And speak of a disaster franchise, the Bulls.
So it's like, oh, we lost him to the Bulls. Cool, he'll be available in 3 years when they fire him. Right? When you go to be the coach of the Bulls, Billy Donovan was a good coach. Can we all agree?
Yeah.
Who's the coach of the Chicago Bulls right now? Not Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan decided he didn't. That's how bad it was in Chicago. They wanted to give Billy Donovan more responsibility. Billy Donovan literally was like, no, I don't want this.
I'm good.
So cool. Like you're the coach of a bad team. Cool. I'm glad you got your money. Good luck to you. We'll see you in 3 years. Anytime someone gets hired by Chicago or Washington or New Orleans, you'll be fired. We hired Chauncey Billups. That was a sham of a process. Well, guess what did that work out for us? What did Chauncey Billups ever give us? Nothing, because the team was bad. It just sucked. It wasn't his fault. I don't know if Chauncey Billups is a great coach, but I know his record was crap because they were tanking. So in this case, I have no idea. Hire someone, get a better roster, and see what happens.
You're right on.
This offseason to me will be judged on whether it's Jaylen Brown or Murphy or Giannis. That's what this offseason will be judged off. Because I really don't care who the coach is because they're all unproven.
It doesn't matter. I think about this in the NBA a lot. I think the NBA is all about the stars. It's about the players. It's about the talent. Everyone loves to blame the coaches because they love the players. They're their guys. But I like to put the blame on the players who are actually on the court rather than coaching staff. And so I'm with you. I think it's all about the offseason acquisitions that they can make. And by all accounts, Tom Dundon has talked about this. He's had quotes where he's like, look, I want to go make moves. I want to go get a splash and make a deal. And so if he does that and he brings in some players and he talks to Joe Cronin can pull off some type of deal, that's what I'm going to be excited about. And then they can figure out the coach, because right now we're heading into the draft. You don't necessarily need a coach for the NBA draft. Like you really don't. And so I find this whole process to be so crazy to think that we are judging this Tom Dundon so harshly and frankly unfairly. And I hate to do this because I'm not a huge fan of billionaires either. I'm from the city of Portland as well. I get it. We all hate billionaires here. He's been treated very poorly by the media, and we're acting as if he is going to ruin this franchise. No one ever said these things about Paul Allen if he made mistakes. We weren't this hard on Jody Allen, and she sucked. Or Bert Kold. They sucked. They were terrible by everyone's standards.
You know what's weird,
and now we get a new owner, and we're like, this guy sucks too.
You know what's strange is Seattle, the Seahawks got their championship rings, and dude, they are over the top, gaudy. And the people up in Seattle are sad that Jody is no longer the owner.
Right.
Like they're like,
right.
Oh my God, does she have to sell? Like they love her up there. Carolina, and we constantly bitched about Jody and we constantly bitched about Paul. Carolina loves Tom Dundon and we hate him. It's so weird that our last two owners are beloved in other cities and like they're absolutely loathed here. Now, granted, both of those cities won championships, right? They won a couple in Seattle and they just won one in Carolina. But I do think it's interesting that we now we're 0 for 2. We have two owners that we absolutely just despise and are beloved figures. I saw Softy up in Seattle was like, oh my God, please, Jody, don't leave. So strange. I kind of want to wait and see the Hurricane rings to see if they're like, because someone in Portland.
They're cheap, bro.
Someone in Portland is going to be keeping an eye on those.
How many diamonds are on that?
Because if that ring is not over the top, gaudy, people are going to be like, well, there you go.
Only 5 diamonds? Whack. And that's
the Seattle rings, by the way, like you press a button and like the seating expands. It's like Lumen Field, and when you press a button, the arches, the overhang, they shoot out to make it actually look like Lumen Field. They are so over the top. Like it is, I don't even know how to describe. Like they are so big. Super Bowl rings now, they're like the size of a dinner plate. Like go look at like Super Bowl rings from like 25 years ago versus now. They are insane. I don't know how you wear those things.
You don't. It's more of just a decorative art piece at that point.
Yeah, you don't. You just attach it, and now it's a pendant.
Right.
That's
it's like
you can do it. You can. If you like, the top of the ring comes off and there's like a chain inside, you can wear it as a necklace if you want.
The whole Tom Dundon thing, he did just win a title in the NHL after 8 seasons with a franchise that was horrific, right? When he got there, horrific.
One of the worst teams.
How about we just give the guy some time before he hires a coach to stop saying he's terrible? I want
him to hire Tortorella. Tortorella's on board. Go get him.
I just don't understand this. Like, we all wanted a new owner. We got one. And now we hate him instantly because he didn't bring back Thiago Splitter, who was 500.
Yes.
This is what we're doing?
It's unacceptable.
I get it. I get Blazer fans love their team. But, man, I'm a Blazer fan too. Let's have a little higher expectations. And then you know what? He might suck. He may suck as an NBA owner. I'm willing to admit it.
I want Thiago.
Oh, my gosh.
I want Thiago, and I want him right now.
Suk, we're fighting. No, we're not. I'm kidding. You'll kill me.
No, I'm terrified. I'm a big, giant candy ass. I do want to, because I brought up the Super Bowl rings. I also saw something. I want to talk about this when we come back, because I can't tell whether or not this is super cool, because you're like a diehard Blazer fan.
Yeah, I love Blazers.
Are you, Brandon? Are you a diehard fan of anybody?
Diehard? I mean, other than BYU? Not really.
Okay,
I kind of roll with the city that I live in.
You're a diehard BYU guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, then I want to pose a question, because a super fan from Seattle has done something, and he's catching some flack, and it's a polarized thing, and I don't know which way I go with this. So to you super fans out there, I pose a question to you. Coolest thing you can do as a fan or absolutely the lamest thing you can do as a fan? That when we come back here on The Fan. Now, Steven, you said that you did not buy the conspiracy theory that was the most watched NBA Finals since 1998 because everything is the most watched.
That's right.
And what headline just came across?
Well, the ESPN and ABC, Suk, they had the highest NHL Stanley Cup ratings since 2019.
Everything's the highest.
It's the highest and the best.
But this goes back to my point.
Ever.
The NHL had a moment. It's what I was saying about the World Cup. Like, there's a moment there. It's not going to change soccer overnight. But much like hockey had the 4 nations into the Olympics and then that Stanley Cup final. Like, there's momentum being built. And I just think the World Cup, there's an opportunity here for the U.S. Like, it feels like it feels like something has been building in U.S. soccer, and now they just kind of got to reach up and grab it. If the U.S. kind of bows out early, this will be a big missed opportunity.
It does seem like the perfect storm right
There's
now.
nothing else going on right now, right? Everyone's got the attention of the World Cup. They got all these kind of fun stories, and the U.S. was dominant in Game 1. Now they just got to keep doing it.
The fact they scored 4 goals, too, I think that's important. Like, people, like, random, casual soccer fans want to see 2 goals. They want to see 3 goals.
Yeah.
And so I think USA scoring 4 is huge as well in their first match. So, yeah, I mean, they have an opportunity. And I tell you what, if they get to the knockout round and they play someone decently, it'll be the most watched World Cup game in U.S. history. I can tell you that.
The other one, real quick,
told that.
The other one that I saw was, I guess Floyd Mayweather is, like, he's wanted right now for passing a bum check on a $200,000 watch in Las Vegas. I guess he wasn't, like, he had a court hearing and he wasn't present for it. But his counsel was there. And he is being charged with theft valued over $100,000 or greater for a draw or a pass check with intent to defraud. Dude, that guy made over $1 billion boxing. There's been rumors of him having financial problems while he does all these little kind of ancillary kind of exhibition fights. And I think he's coming out of retirement to fight Manny Pacquiao. How did you make $1 billion and you just passed a bum check? And why would you pass a bum check on a $200,000 watch? That dude has millions of dollars in jewelry, and he's buying a $200,000 watch that he doesn't have the money to buy. Nothing will shock me with that. Recently, I don't know why, Carmelo Anthony recently came out and talked about how NBA players don't, it's not, Draymond Green both saying the NBA is not designed to be rich. $100 million isn't $100 million. $1 billion? I get, to most people, even an NBA player saying $100 million it's not as much as you think it is, seems absurd. $1.2 billion in prize money that Floyd has pocketed over the years, and he's officially being charged with $200,000 worth of theft.
There's levels to it too. That's what I say. There are levels to the richness, and I feel like when you're in the billions, that is a different level than even NBA guy. It is crazy. And isn't that embarrassing?
Well, and who writes a check for
Who writes checks?
Who writes a check for a watch? When's the last time you wrote a check? When you do a passport, you have to write a check.
Yeah, that's probably the last time was when I got the passport.
But a check? You walked into a jewelry store, picked out a $200,000 watch and said, "Hold on, let me write this check."
Is Floyd embarrassed by this?
I don't know. He denies. He has a bunch of these cases.
Yeah, you just deny everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
no way.
This has been rumored for years that he has real financial problems, and he just denies it. But he's in the story, I think he said he's got going back 6 years, he has 13 basically financial fraud cases that are pending against him, and maybe I don't know, he's just one of those guys that just doesn't worry about it and just keeps spending. But to the idea that you can be broke after making $1 billion is shocking.
That's tough to do, man.
Yeah.
That is hard to do.
Tyson blew through $400 or $500 million. But, he had a drug problem. Floyd doesn't seem like an idiot. Tyson has a second grade education and literally has,
he's just not very smart.
He's not very smart.
Right.
Floyd seems like a fairly sharp individual, but $1.2 billion.
That is, the blow through that's crazy.
Staggering amount. All right, this is what I wanted to bring up about we were talking about the Super Bowl rings. Seattle got theirs, and do yourself a favor, look them up, because they're just like every year the NFL just keeps one-upping themselves. And the NBA does this too. I don't know if baseball or hockey does it, but the NBA rings and the NFL rings every year. Now you have to have the removable top to them. There always has to be some component that shifts on them. They're ridiculous. They're worth a couple $100,000. I don't know whether this is cool or not. I saw this come across, and I guess he posted it on Instagram, and some people are killing him and some people are saying that that's awesome. So Chris Pratt, Parks and Rec and now Jurassic Park star, and now he makes a bunch of really bad like military movies. He does a lot of those Netflix action movies because he lost a bunch of weight and now he thinks he's like The Rock. I do enjoy though when bigger guys lose weight and then they instantly have to become like the most macho human being on the planet. You lose weight and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm the ultimate badass. I guess he contacted someone in Seattle. He's a diehard Seahawks fan. Like he raises the 12 flag a bunch in Seattle. Like he is big time Seahawks fan. I guess grew up in Seattle. He contacted the team and he bought a Super Bowl ring. He has a Chris Pratt Super Bowl ring. He got the Seahawks to make him one. He had to pay for it. And you see the photo of him with that thing? So I asked the question.
Yeah.
So I asked the question. Is that, if you're a super fan and you obviously have the money, you can drop whatever it was, 150, 200 grand, whatever those things cost. They're buku bucks. Would you, the Blazers win an NBA title, Brandon, BYU wins a national title. You guys, you're rich. Money is not an issue. You can drop six figures on it. Would you feel like the ultimate poser, or would that be the coolest thing you own if you bought a team championship ring that you had nothing to do with other than you were a super fan?
There is no way that I would ever buy a ring that I was not a part of.
What if you didn't even have to buy it? What if the Blazers were like, hey.
Well, they give them out to all employees.
Yeah.
I used to be an employee.
Yeah.
I would take that. I wouldn't wear it. I would just probably put it away in the attic and like, oh.
Okay, that's not good because you're an employee. So no, like you just know someone that works there.
No.
And they know that you're a giant fan. So they're like Spike Lee. If Spike Lee was offered.
You know he's getting a ring.
Is that, again, I ask, is that cool?
No.
Like you didn't, if Ben Stiller and Timothée Chalamet have a ring and they wear it, is that
Stephen A. Smith's probably going to get one too.
Is that cool or is that the lamest thing ever?
I think it's really lame. You're not a part. Get a T-shirt, get a hat, get something like that. Maybe get like a signed picture of like the team celebrating or something. But a ring like that acts like you are part of the team. You did something. I think that is incredibly lame. And it is, maybe it just has too much money to what he knows what to do with. But I think it's pretty dumb of Chris Pratt.
Would you get a BYU championship ring?
I think it's just a touch too far. My dad would. I know my dad would because he's a diehard, and he still is.
I think you'd get one. I don't think you want to say you'd get one, but you'd get one.
I would get one for him. I don't know if I would get one for myself.
The fact that you're saying
I don't know what I would do with it.
Would he wear it?
I don't think I would wear it. I think I just literally put it in a box and put it in.
But would your dad like?
My
wear
dad
it
would wear it. Yeah, he's that
That's cool.
diehard.
I don't have a problem with it. It's just not for me. Like that's just not my personality.
Now it's different because I played.
Right.
The idea of it would sicken me. I would feel like the world's biggest loser. Like absolutely the world's biggest failure if I did that. Like like all the ex-Knicks were coming back. If BYU won a national championship, I would feel like the world's biggest poser showing up at like their championship parade and being like, we did it. Give me a ring. No, I didn't. I lost the AXA Equitable Liberty Bowl in 1999. That's what I did. I didn't win a national championship. Iman Shumpert's walking around New York wearing a Knicks jersey. Hey, dude, you didn't win. You didn't. You were a bad player 15 years ago. You didn't win squat. But you're going to wear, like, I just can't. I could never do it. Ever. In a million years.
What if you were a celebrity, though?
I'd feel worse.
You're a hockey fan. You didn't play hockey. Like, you wouldn't get a Red Wings ring?
No.
Red Wings jersey?
I would
Red
be
Wings shirt?
Maybe I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of team gear. Like maybe a hat. But the idea of wearing a Stanley Cup ring, oh my God. I would be mortified. Everywhere I went, I couldn't even put it on in my house. The shame that I would feel, the shame glaze that would come over me by wearing that ring, It would be shocking to me. But I know I'm weird about that. So
I don't think you are.
So I didn't know. I like because Chris Pratt looks like he's the happiest guy in the world with his championship ring. But who's he wearing? Is he like wear that at home? It's like yeah, Super Bowl. No,
he's not wearing that out.
I wouldn't think so.
I guess if he goes to a Seahawks game, he wears it then. Because that's the thing. It's like I would never wear it, and so there's nothing I would. There's no use for it. I wasn't part of the team.
No.
Like I can celebrate in other ways. I can get a T-shirt that I would wear or a hat.
It's just weird. It's just so weird to me. It's so cringe. Like we're part of the team. No, you're not. Like I'll get that sometimes. Like someone be like, "Hey, where'd you play?" And I'll tell them, and they're like, "Yo, we kicked your ass." I'm like, "What position did you play?" Like Dirt does that a lot. I'll give that to Dirt. I'm like, "What position did you play? I didn't see you out there." Like BYU got their ass kicked by Oregon. Dirt's like, "We kicked your ass." I'm like, "What? What did you do?" Oh yeah, that's right. No, you didn't. Like that's the only time I do the ex-athlete thing. It's the only time. It's normally like, who gives a crap? I did something 30 years ago. Big whoop. But that one would drive me crazy. But the idea of you getting a championship ring, like I wouldn't want to make fun. If my buddy got one, I wouldn't want to make fun of him, but I would make fun.
I would make fun of him too. Even when I worked for the Blazers, I wouldn't even say like we as the Blazers. Like I worked in the scouting department, like helped with scouting stuff. I wasn't a part of the team.
Hey, he did the hype video for the Super Bowl, so
there you go.
Chris Pratt did the hype video, so he gets.
He deserves a ring. He tell you what. Seahawks came out on fire. They watched that hype video.
Because of the Chris Pratt.
They saw it. They said, "Dude, we didn't get out first quarter. We got out."
So we need to keep an eye on this because I'm willing to guess there's a lot of Nick fans that are going to get championship rings. We're looking at it. You're right. Chalamet, Spike Lee,
Stephen A,
Stiller.
Out of those four, how many? 2.5's the over under.
I'll take the over. You know,
Stephen
Spike,
A and Spike
for sure.
So it's down to Chalamet and Stiller.
I think Chalamet's gonna get one. I don't know if Stiller's old ass will. Dude, I bet you Chalamet gets one.
I think you're right because Chalamet's been kind of obviously very popular. He's been riding this Knicks thing these last couple of weeks in the finals.
Yeah.
I think you're right on this.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I can see it.
If anyone wants a 1999 Mountain West Conference Championship ring, I got one. You can have.
I'd take it.
Because it's never once been on my finger, and I actually earned that.
Ask if your dad wants it, Brandon.
Yeah, you want that
BYU?
thing?
Like the 16th size of the Seahawks ring.
Yeah,
he'd probably take it though.
They're not. I think my ring is a Jotsons, by the way. Is it? I think it's one of those, and it's like all tarnished now. It looks like hell. I think it started out like gold, and now I think it's, I don't know. I saw it the other day. It's like sitting on the back of a shelf somewhere, and I saw it, and I was like, dude, that thing looks terrible. It looks so. I'll bring that thing in one day. You should. It's so janky. It's like the most cubic zirconia piece of crap you've ever seen.
Because we got a championship ring at Clackamas Community College for winning that league. I left it at my parents' house. My parents were like, "Yo, you want this?" No, I don't. I'm going to leave it here and never get it again.
Dude, it's rough stuff. I honestly don't think that ring has ever. I don't think I've ever put that thing on. I got it and was like, yeah, no, we're going to put that aside. Although I do have breaking news. I am doing something. There is something that is not a championship ring, and so maybe this is lame too. This all ties together. I wasn't planning this, but we were talking about like kind of the super fan and like, is this cool or is this lame? Because I have recently it got confirmed today. I am doing something. It's not necessarily Chris Pratt's Super Bowl ring, but I'm open to the idea that this is really bad. But I also think it can be kind of cool. So I will take this to the masses to find out whether or not I am just Chris Pratt or if this is something that's actually kind of cool. The Club, coming up next.
It's time. Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, World Cup group stage continuing today. In Group I, Kylian Mbappe nets 2 goals as France beats Senegal 3-1. Mbappe is now tied for third all-time in World Cup goals with 14. Erling Haaland scored 2 first-half goals as Norway took down Iraq 4-1. Currently happening right now, Lionel Messi and Argentina just got underway against Algeria, and then Austria and Jordan face off at 9. That's your Group J. College World Series has 2 elimination games today. West Virginia bounced Troy out of the tournament with a 12-0 blowout, and Georgia currently taking on Texas to decide the last spot in the Final Four. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom, call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the Fan.
It's like I think he was uncomfortable with the normal.
Okay, we apologize.
Oh, there we go.
It's time for the club, baby, on 105.1 and 1080. The Fan. Hoo-wee.
I don't know how to pull up the drop page on this computer.
Yeah, I kept waiting for like the.
That's my fault.
Yeah,
I didn't understand that.
I looked over
drop and stuff here.
I looked over at Brandon and he's just like,
I didn't make this. I don't know what to do.
That's what happens when you go to the bullpen, man. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. Waiting. Intro music, fading. Look, he doesn't know what he's. We're in a state of panic right now. I love that look in the producer's eyes. You had that a couple times.
I've had that lots of times in my life.
Yeah. You look over there and you're like,
I've had a few where I'm here and I literally throw my hands in the air. I don't know. What do I do?
There's nothing worse. You get thrown into a situation and they're one of my favorite stand-up comedians. His name's Kyle Kinane. He does a bit about like the Freaky Friday switch. What is it? Quantum leap. You get thrown into someone else's body, and some of the scarier situations, like being a Benihana chef. Like imagine just like you just wake up and all of a sudden you have to do a bit like you're in charge of the grill, or 18-wheeler. Imagine just like your life depended on it and someone said you go into an 18-wheeler right now and back it up. Like where you have seemingly not like the most complex things in the world, but you would have no idea what you're doing. And that look of fear in a producer's eyes when he realizes that the buttons aren't working, he's like, I don't know. I kind of enjoy that. That sheer panic of I do not know what's about to go down.
It's hard, man. I can't get mad at anybody about that because it's happened to me so many different times, and it's gonna happen again. And sometimes there's nothing you can do. Yeah. It's just like you're screwed, and you just got to go with it. And that's the problem with being the producer is like when things mess up, we all know whose fault it is. We all know it's the producer's fault. Nothing you can do about it.
Dude, not all the time.
It is,
but
true.
90% of the time.
But when you realize it's slipping away. That's for me. It's like trying to back up a boat, like onto a boat ramp.
Oh, there's no chance.
I know it's not going to go well, and like you're like fine, like you try it once, and you feel the boat jackknifing, and you're like, there's nothing you can do. That's working the board. You're like, this isn't working, and that's when you just look over there. I saw that look of
I'll never forget the first time I ever ran a board. I was filling in for somebody, and it was like the start of a Blazer broadcast or something. I turn on the mics. Nothing was working. None of the mics were working. And the guy's just like yelling at me. He's like, get it going. What are we doing? Like, I have your mic on. It's not working. I don't know. And I panicked. I don't know. We had to call a bunch of people. It wasn't my fault. They turned like the mic off in a weird setting, but I will never forget that. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I don't know if I'm made out for this spot. Like I might just quit on the spot because this is so embarrassing. Everyone knows I messed up.
I
survived though.
No matter what field you've been in, everyone's had that moment.
Because I was like, this is my shot. I'm getting on.
Yeah.
This is the first time running the board by myself and bad.
Dude, I remember that I was trying to do pre-med. I remember sitting in a class. It was like an advanced biology class. And I remember sitting in there and it was like day one. And the teacher told like 2 jokes and everyone thought I had no idea what he was talking about. He made some sort of reference about the material or whatever. And I was in there with a bunch of really smart kids. Everyone had like their like computers out and were like ready to go. I had like a piece of notebook paper. Like
hey, can I borrow a pencil? Or?
Yeah. And I just went in there and I just read like that whole class. Like people were laughing at his jokes. And I had like, he might as well have been speaking French. I had no idea what the hell he was talking about. None whatsoever. It was like the worst 45 minutes of my life. And I was like, am I this dumb? And I'm like, I think I'm this dumb. Like up until that point, I thought I was a pretty smart kid. And then like I got to like high level science classes and I was like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. Like I have no idea what's going on. And I went and even asked the professor, because up until that point, if I like when I had stats, or I remember doing organic chemistry. I remember like going up to the teacher and being like, hey, like this is who I am. I play football. Like I try real hard, but like my schedule's tough. And most of the teachers were pretty cool, right? They'd be like, hey, show up to the front of the class, right? We'll get you some help. You know, like I'm like, I can get a tutor. I'm like, I need some help. And most of them were pretty cool. And like I would manage to, you know, I'd get by, get like a C+ or a B in a really tough class. I remember going up to that professor after like the 3rd day and being like, dude, I am so far in over my head. And I remember going up to, it was a her. And I remember going up to her and doing that same thing. Like, hey, you know, I'm kind of struggling a little bit. And, you know, I just was like, is there anything I can do to like kind of get some help? I got a tutor or whatever. Just basically sucking up to the professor like, hey, you know, just make sure like I'm doing okay. And she looked me dead in the eyes and goes, if you are that lost 3 days in, I don't think this is for you. And I was like, oh, like just soul crushing. Right? I just was like, what?
It's the mistakes that you have that make you question everything in life. That's like, yeah. I do remember, I forget what year in high school, but it was one of the harder math classes. First test of the year, I got it back. It was a 32%. I'll never forget it. 32%. I picked it up. I saw it. I threw the test on the ground and literally just walked out of class. Next time I had that class, I walked in. She's like, hey, Steven, can you come here for a second? I'm like, yeah, cool. She's like, you know what? I think you might want to drop the class.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I think I do. And I just walked out again.
Like
it was great.
You're waiting for like some form of encouragement, but like they don't. It doesn't come. It's like the shame where you're like, no, you're really bad at this. And
I tell you what, it felt great though, because it was like, good. Now she doesn't want me here. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the easy math class and pass.
Yeah, that was mine. I was trying to back up a boat. I can't back stuff up. I can't back up a trailer. I can't back up a boat. And I was trying to back up a friend's boat up at Lake Merwin, like on a busy day. And people are honking at me and they're just mad.
That's nuts.
Dude, I was losing it. And a gal, like this like middle-aged woman, like came up and just literally knocked on my door and was like, do you want me to do this? And I was like, yes. I didn't care, the shame, whatever. And she just had a look of disgust on her face and I didn't care. I was like, yes, will you do it? And she did. She backed it like in 1 second. She got in the car, backed it up, dropped it in, and she just looked at me like at that point I had no genitals. And I didn't care. I was like, yes. Like, you know, she's like, you're not a man. No, I'm not. And we can all admit it. This isn't working. Just end it right here. Just be over and done with. It's such a horrible feeling when you realize you're so far above your skis.
So helpless.
Yes. There's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing. Now, someone has pointed out, we were talking about championship rings. I guess Bridges was on the Dan Patrick Show, and he did say everyone in Celebrity Row is getting a championship ring. So they will all get them.
So the overhit. That is...
The overhit.
That is... so lame. I hate the Knicks now. Is that bad of me?
Ben Stiller will have a ring and he's going to wear it.
I hate
Timothy
the Knicks.
Chalamet, he gets a ring. Tracy Morgan, and they're all going to wear
Larry
it.
David.
Why, does Larry David get a ring? I'll bet you
He doesn't want one.
I don't think Larry would take one.
No.
I think Larry might be the one celebrity that wouldn't do it.
I agree with you on this, actually.
If Larry David takes one...
do I lose respect for my hero, Larry David?
Yes. If Larry David is who we think he is, which is Larry David, he doesn't take that ring. In fact, he makes fun of everyone on that row for taking that ring.
He brings Curb Your Enthusiasm back just for a special Knicks ring episode.
You can't do it. You can't, and yet that's why Knick fan is so douchey. And it's why, like, diehard sports fan in general is kind of douchey.
Right.
Because they're going to think that's awesome. You don't take that ring. You just don't. And Spike Lee is going to wear it everywhere.
Everywhere.
And at least...
just like a grandma.
I think Spike Lee might be the one guy that might be able... Spike Lee or Jack. If Jack ever got one with the Lakers,
because Spike's been there forever.
And
he's gone through the ups and downs.
He's kind of a mascot, right?
He is a mascot.
I don't know if the Knicks have a mascot, but if it's an old lady, it's Spike Lee. Like, I kind of feel like if anyone was going to get one, it would be Spike Lee or Jack. They're like the fans.
Right.
Even then, I would be uncomfortable being Spike Lee and taking one.
I still think they should just buy it. I don't think giving it to them makes sense. I think they should buy it. You have all this money for all these tickets the whole season. You should still have enough money to buy one.
But don't you think buying it makes you look even douchier?
A little bit, but again,
at least if you're giving
it,
it's like a gift. That's great point. Great point.
Someone said Dunnett's only giving out 20 of the Hurricane player rings. There's going to be a lottery system. You spin a wheel. Maybe you get one. Maybe you don't.
How many minutes did you play?
Yeah,
I don't know. What string were you on?
Yeah, this
fourth string.
Wait, you were on. You
were the third line?
Yeah, third line. No.
I don't know.
Only one of the goalies. You get to share one. Hey, there's 3 goalies. You guys can pass it around. Each one of you gets it for a couple months.
Your plus minus was even.
No. You know people are going to be judging those rings. You know it. They're going to look at those and be like, no.
God,
I don't
don't
like
even,
those.
Sue. I'm so annoyed and I'm tired. I'm tired of this.
Deals in saying that Google says the Lakers did give Jack a ring.
Okay, so it's not out of the ordinary that the Knicks would give.
I guess not.
Away.
I guess not. I don't
Still
know.
dumb.
I think it would be.
Still dumb.
I don't think I could take one. I really don't. And if I did take one, I would certainly never wear it.
I will say that.
Like maybe like a glass case, like in your house, but I could never. In fact, I mentioned it. Softy, Softy's like Mr. Seattle up there. He gets Lombardi replica trophies made for the Seattle.
Especially if like Washington would have won that national title against Michigan.
He'd get a ring.
He'd have a banner.
Yeah.
Hang the banner. In the garage.
Like he gets replica trophies made. They're like in his living room of the Lombardi trophy. Like he's that guy. He's super fan. And at least that's the ring. I don't know. Like the trophy, I can kind of see. The ring, though, that's
trophy.
still.
He has a trophy presentation. His wife gives it to him.
I guess.
I will say, if
I got too much, I feel too much like maybe I hate myself. I just feel too much self-shame towards not being good enough to get one.
I'll say this: when I worked for the Blazers, had they won a championship, because they give rings to all the people, I would have taken it. Yeah. I would never have worn it. I would have put it away, like I said, and never even looked at it. I wouldn't even have it on display, but I would have taken it.
Yeah. Yeah, because they do. They give them to secretaries.
Yes.
I don't know if they're as nice as the player ones.
No, they're not.
I think they.
I think those are the Jostin specials.
Yeah, I think those get knocked down. I don't think Gertrude running the front desk is getting a $250,000.
But would you take it though? You'd at least take the ring,
if
right?
I worked there, I think I would.
But you just put it away, I
put it away
in the closet or whatever.
But at least then you feel like you worked for him.
Right.
You're part of it.
You're part of the organization.
Like if you're an athletic trainer or something like that, that would be fine.
Right.
If I was a secretary,
sales bro.
Yeah, if I was the sales guy, I don't think so. But if I worked with the team, strength and conditioning coach, athletic trainer,
right,
team doc, something like that.
That's different, I think. Yes.
I think I could manage to do it, but dude, if I was the traveling secretary, if I was Costanza,
you're the assistant to the regional manager.
Yeah, I just.
Ooh, good question on the text line. Does Taylor Swift get a ring?
I don't think she did.
She was there.
No.
She was part of the biggest comeback in history, guys.
I think she was
You're
on
already doing the wedding
row.
in the garden. You don't need a ring too.
Yeah,
you're only there for one game.
She is doing her wedding there though.
For reals? I didn't know that.
Her and Kelsey, they're building like a stage. Ugh. Like she's getting married at Madison Square Garden. Which I don't know if that's cool or not. Like You're Taylor Swift, and you can do whatever you want, but yeah, she is getting married at Madison Square Garden.
I stand by this statement, and I said it when they started dating. Taylor Swift could have done so much better than Travis Kelce. Like, why not go for a quarterback? You went for a tight end?
Yeah.
A tight end who was a failed he was on a failed reality show trying to find love for himself.
It seems like a weird combo.
The Madison Beer and Justin, like, you couldn't have found Justin Herbert. You couldn't have found some other like mid to late 20s quarterback who's on the rise. You had to go with Travis Kelce, a tight end.
Well, she doesn't have the best
He
taste.
blocks. She's a blocker.
She doesn't have the
No offense.
She doesn't have the most taste in men. I mean, she's picked some rough ones. I hope they go the distance. But
me too.
What are the chances that an NFL player and the world's biggest pop star, what are the chances they last? Like,
I don't know, dude. They've lasted this long.
6%.
They've lasted this long.
I saw Jelly Roll and his gal broke up today. So, like, no celebrity stays married. I give the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Messi just scored.
Yeah, Messi, baby.
I give that marriage 5 years tops.
Messi is amazing, by the way. The way he moves.
Yeah. And what's weird is he just looks like the most anonymous little fella known to me.
He's just a little guy, and
He's a little fella. Yeah. All right, we come back. I do want to pose my non-championship ring, because I do have that feeling of I don't want to be awkward sports guy. I try really hard.
I want you to be.
I don't have a lot of, you see me, I don't wear a lot of sports gear. I don't have a lot of branded stuff. I wear Mets hats. I think that's the only team hat that I own.
You have the Mets hat. You have the Major League Baseball hat that you wear.
That's all I own. I don't own a Red Wings hat. I don't wear a lot of team clothing.
Yeah, I don't remember wearing like a sweatshirt or anything.
No, I just don't. I feel weird. I feel weird about it. It's just not I don't wear a single piece of clothing from any place I played. It's just weird. But I have recently done something, and I don't know whether or not it's the lamest thing in the world or if I can pull it off. So I do want to pose that question next. And what else I got? I got to go what I got in the old the tickle trunk. Got to scroll down to my the best thing about America turning 250, and it wasn't the White House vote. There is something that is happening for America's 250th birthday, and nothing says America like this. The Club, when we come back.
Now here's a
Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, World Cup group stage action today in Group I. Kylian Mbappe nets 2 goals as France beats Senegal 3-1. Mbappe is now tied third all-time in World Cup goals with 14. Erling Haaland scored 2 first-half goals as Norway took down Iraq 4-1. In Group J, Lionel Messi just buried a 24-yard strike in the 17th minute to give Argentina an early 1-0 lead against Algeria. Later tonight will be the nightcap between Austria and Jordan at 9. College World Series had 2 elimination games today. West Virginia bounced Troy out of the tournament with a 12-0 blowout, and Georgia currently taking on Texas to decide the last spot in the Final Four. And in the NFL, Cowboys receiver George Pickens has reported to minicamp and says he is prepared to play the 2026 season on the franchise tag. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom, call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the Fan.
Championship rings and the great Ryan Buckley, your predecessor, not dead, although dead to me, because he worked in the Bay Area for a while. He said he had a friend that was a sales guy for the Warriors and won 3 titles, and they said they all got championship rings, but they were neutered versions. Said they were smaller and no real diamonds. Everything was
makes sense.
Everything was Cuban.
The Jostens version.
The Jostens version. Yes.
You're right on with that.
So we are, yes. Everyone in the organization gets a ring, but they are not. They are not the.
They're not the Steph Curry
quality. They're not
quality.
the Steph Curry rings. No, that is not a thing. All right, so I do want to take this to the people because I have secured something, and I feel like I am going to do this. But it's one of those things again. I feel very awkward, much like wearing a championship ring, or even wearing. Like I feel very uncomfortable. I do not own a single piece of Buccaneers gear. I don't own a single piece of Bronco gear. And I think I own maybe 2 BYU shirts that someone gave me. I got a guy I know that runs a company called Royal Army. It's like it's like a BYU fan place.
Yep.
And he sent me a sweatshirt and he sent me a t-shirt. And I have those 2 things, and occasionally I wear them. But it's usually like kind of around the house. I don't wear them out and about. It's weird. Now I'll wear other people's things. Like I have, people give me stuff and I'll wear it. Like I'll wear like an Alabama shirt to like work out. And people are like, Alabama? I'm like, I don't know. Guy gave it to me. But I just feel weird about wearing my things because it's like, look what I did. No, it's just, I feel totally lame. Can't do it. But I've always wanted to do something. And I kind of got a wild hair in the old keister, and I sent a random text. And it has been confirmed. So one of the guys I played with at BYU, his name's Hans Olsen. He was in Utah radio for years and years. He recently got out of it. But he's the color guy for BYU radio or TV. I forget which one. But I think he does the radio.
I think it's radio.
And he does radio there. And he played with me. And one of our teammates is now the head coach at BYU, Kalani Sitake. And I haven't talked to Kalani in years and years. And I'm sure I could have, but again, that felt weird. But I knew Hans from the radio. And I asked him, I was like, hey, is this a weird request? I'm like, would you be willing to do this? And he goes, dude, that is hilarious. And he goes, absolutely, I'll do it for you. So these are on my way. So I have 2 motorcycle helmets. I have a white one and I have a black one. And they're just plain. Because again, I feel weird about having, like you look at motorcycle helmets, a lot of times they have weird graphics on them and you got skulls and American flags. Yeah, America, woo! I feel very weird. So I've always just done plain. I've always just had plain helmets. And I always thought it'd be kind of cool because when I was at BYU, I found an old BYU helmet from like the 70s that they had in the equipment room, and I took it, and I took the face mask off, and I wore it around as my motorcycle helmet. And it was just this crappy bike that I used to ride around BYU, and it was the least safe thing ever. Like it was like a helmet from like 1975. It provided no protection, but I thought it was hilarious. And it had a chin strap on and everything, like that old Aaron Rodgers chin strap. And that's what I'd ride around Provo in. And so I always thought it'd be actually kind of fun to do that, but with a real helmet. So I reached out to Hans and I said, hey, I said, do you think I could get some helmet stickers? Because they have a black helmet and a white helmet. And I said, do you think you could send me, do you know someone that would send me a couple helmet stickers? And he's like, yeah. He's like, why do you want them? And I told him, I said, I kind of want to do my motorcycle helmets looking like BYU helmets. And he was laughing. He goes, oh my God, that's the best thing ever. And so I'm kind of stoked. I've wanted to do this forever, but at the same time, I can't tell whether or not this is cool or if this is the most cringe thing ever. But I kind of think it's hilarious to have a motorcycle helmet that with the full-on stickers. And he's like, I'm going to send it to you with your number on it because they have the little number on the back and the official stripes, everything. And I can make those helmets look exactly like BYU football helmets. So I take it to the public here and to you too. Is that actually kind of cool and unique, or am I Chris Pratt? And is this super cringe?
Well, I'll let Brandon go first because he is the BYU guy.
I'm a biased opinion. Absolutely.
Right. So
I'm all for it.
Hear, okay.
I will be looking for that when I'm driving around. I think that's awesome. I think it's really cool.
I think it's a great idea. I didn't know that. I did not know it had your numbers on it. I actually don't like the numbers part. Like, if you just go straight helmet without the numbers on it, I think it would look way better than because
on the back of a helmet, in order to differentiate it,
right,
you have to. There's just a little circle number and it has your number. Now I don't have to put that on,
but that goes against everything that you just said. Like, I don't want to celebrate myself. I don't want to like that is braggy of saying I played at BYU. I'm
true.
Number 68,
and that's kind of my fear is that by wearing that.
But I don't think.
Are you like, yeah, football guy?
But I don't think if you just did the BYU stickers, it's that. But if you put the numbers on it, I do think it turns into that.
That's the bridge too far.
I think I'm against it if you put the numbers on it. But
so do I do the Big 12 because they've got the Big 12 sticker, the American flag sticker, your number, the stripe, and then the two helmet logos, and then there's the little one that goes on the bridge of your forehead.
You can do the Big 12 and the flag if you want to. I just think the numbers is kind of saying
just a little too much.
Yeah, it's
that's
just
a
like,
bridge too far.
That's saying I played here. Haha, look how good I am. And I care that much.
If it's me, I'm bragging that too. But I mean, yeah, we'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, that's a suit.
I think that's a your pick.
But that's kind of like I feel like that was going against what Suk was saying before. Like, I don't want to brag to people.
It's not.
I think that's my problem with it.
I have never once bragged ever. In fact, I do the exact opposite. When people are like, "Oh, you were in the NFL," I'm like, "No, I was not. I stood on the sidelines. I didn't do squat." I am the last guy that's like, I played.
But
I just can't stand that guy.
Besides that, I think it's good.
I
think
thought
it's
the helmet thing was cool.
I think it's a great idea. Besides the numbers, I think it's a great idea because, look, it is part of you. Like, you're part of BYU. You're part of the family. Like, that is your thing. So I am fine with that. I think it's a great idea. But the numbers, I think you are getting a little braggy that you played there.
All right, so we're good. So I'm getting a lot of feedback here on the text line, 503-864-6326. And so far I have not gotten one negative. I was a little, I tell you, like, my anxiety level about, like, I've wanted to do this for years and I've never done it because there's.
So you're gonna do a white and a black one?
I don't know.
Home road?
So that's the question. So he is sending me. So they have a black helmet where they do like kind of like it's like like a shiny blue.
Yeah.
That stands out better on the black.
Blue. Yep.
BYU has a good look too.
And then they have the normal white.
Right, the traditional.
So the question is, do you just do one or do you just go full hog and you just get both?
Start with one. See how you feel. If it's too far to go number two, then just hold off on it. But I say pick one, go for it, see how you feel with it, and then if you like it, get the second one.
And he said that I said, I'm going to need you to send me a couple because, like, there's motorcycle helmet, they have like bumps and vents, and so you're going to have to make cuts.
There's a technique to putting stickers on.
Yeah, I was watching a YouTube video and equipment managers, because even football helmets now have vents and ridges, and so I might need to enlist like an equipment manager. Like I need to go down to Eugene and get like the Ducks equipment manager. I need someone that knows what they're doing.
Dude, because the Ducks equipment manager is elite at what they do.
Yes.
Like, you know that.
They do it every week.
Yes. I do need to solicit someone. If there is an equipment manager that used to work and put like decals on helmet, I need to elicit the help from someone. Because I did. I was like, can you send me a couple? I'm like,
You're right, because if you put the sticker on wrong, it'll look really
it's gonna
dumb.
look super
it would look
janky.
Terrible.
And look, I've got like 3 palsies anyways. Like I'm not a creative sticker person. And you got to smooth everything out and there's ridges. I'm afraid like that's the other one. When I commit to this, it needs to be good.
Right.
I need to not screw this up.
Yeah, because if it looked bad, I think that's just a bad look in general.
Yeah.
But to go with the football helmet look and then have the stickers be all, terrible looking, that's a bridge too far, dude.
Yeah,
But you're right. BYU, like Brandon has BYU hat on. Like you guys have a good look,
right?
Like I do like the look.
I kind of think
I had BYU shorts back in the day because I thought it was a great look.
So I don't have anything, but I will have some helmets, and I kind of think that's and my bike is white and blue. Anyways, it kind of has that look about it, which is always like.
So you're gonna be a BYU super fan?
So that's like a little thing.
Just on the road.
Yeah, just on the road,
dude. Because everyone that sees him's like that guy's BYU
all the time.
Is that AJ DeBonsa on the bike?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put like a Tullamore dude, like some alcohol stickers, like
just to balance it out a little
cigar
bit.
dinging out of my mouth while we do it. All right, so I'm no blowback on it. We're
you
gotta
go for it. You gotta go for it.
Yes, and someone said just have the equipment manager do it. I guess I could. I wonder if I could send those down there to him and be like, dude, I just need you to do it. I wonder if he would do that because it does need to be done. It does need to be done properly.
It has to be done properly.
Okay. Well, it is.
To go.
The stickers are
Let's
a go. I have been confirmed, and yes, I will post pictures when this is done. If it turns out good.
I'm excited.
If it turns out terrible, as far as I've never seen one. I've never seen someone that actually has one of any team that looks like this. So maybe we'll start a trend.
I'm excited, dude. I think because it's a good idea, and I think it does. It represents you, but not in a way that is overly over the top, right? Of like braggy, of like I'm a sports guy, I'm BYU. Yeah. Like I think it's just a fun look. That's like when I'm on the road. Look, I went to BYU. I like BYU. Like we all know this now.
Yeah, someone's saying a lot of people just going go whole hog. Just go both. Say F it. Just do it.
Do it.
I wonder if I do. Maybe I'll reach back out and be like, dude, if I send you these, would you put these on for me? Send them back.
We know I'm going to do a bad job. Yeah. You're going to do a good
Seriously,
job.
You know I'm going to screw this up, so we're going to, at the bare minimum, I'll bet you like Dusty knows Dusty probably knows the equipment. Weeks leading up to the games, you're not allowed, nothing in the city can be basically within a certain mile or a radius around the stadium can mention it. No TV ads can mention it, nothing. Everything has to be generic. They are not playing at Arrowhead, they are playing at Kansas City Stadium. It's weird that they have that much authority, but they do. And I didn't realize that Rob was down there. I'm guessing that Argentina ticket though is quite spendy. It feels like if you want to see anyone that's good, dude, you're talking $1,500 to $2,000 to get in a stadium. Like if you want to see Iraq play, I don't know, the Sister Mary of the Poor, you might be able to get a halfway decent ticket. We had the America's 250th birthday. That was the UFC fight on the lawn. By the way, did you also see now that apparently there were 15 people that were planning on blowing that thing up? Now, the conspiracy theory in all of us, half the people now don't believe this, but they arrested. They got mugshots of I think 5 of them, and they said there's 10 others that they're looking for. So to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States and then Trump's birthday, they had the White House UFC fights. This was on Sunday, and I guess they said just a few days before, it's maybe 10 days before, one of the little bastard's moms ratted him out. Some mom said, hey, my son has bought a bunch of guns and I've been hearing some chatter or whatever. She called the feds on him, or I guess called the police. The police called the feds. Yeah. They started sniffing around, and I guess they got this douche canoe.
Good for her.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, that lady is an effing hero. And because how many times does something happen and the parents were like, well, I
didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming, and you're like,
he was
really?
Just a nice young boy.
No, there's no one in the history of shooting that just was normal.
No.
Never happened. Anytime someone shoots up a movie theater or school or whatever, and then you see the photo of them, you're like, oh yeah. And then you read about them, and there's 1,000 warning signs, and no one did anything about it. So kudos to that mom, because I'm guessing that's probably that's hard.
Right.
I mean, knowing that you're going to send your son to prison for the rest of his life, basically, that's a scary thing.
Well, especially if you are just a normal person.
Yeah.
You see that and you see just some type of blueprint or some plan that your son has or written down or whatever it is. That can't be a good feeling, right? That just has to feel like you failed as a parent.
Yeah.
You failed as a person.
Well, that's why no parent ever does it.
Right. And so I'm with you. Good for her. She is a hero because there's a lot of potential disaster that could have happened.
I guess they were planning on
going after the.
They were going to have one of them was going to fly explosive drones.
Yeah.
And then amongst the confusion, they were going to have snipers set up outside in the, because I guess there's like a field outside of it where like there was a big party going on, a bunch of fights broke out. It was very idiocracy of us. We just got drunken idiots fighting on the White House lawn. But I guess they were going to like set up like sniper positions and then pick off people that were scrambling around. Like it was a whole detailed plot. It's like freaking terrifying, man. So kudos to that. So that was apparently part of our 250th celebration, but whatever. The real celebration of America's 250th birthday. And it might be the greatest thing to ever happen in the history of America. Starting June 23rd, in celebration of our country's birthday, McDonald's is bringing back the original fried apple pie.
Let's go.
In American-themed wrappers. That old crusty box, and it will be served at 8,000 degrees. And I kid you not, starting June 23rd, I'm going to go every effing day, and I'm going to buy one of those. I will adjust my diet accordingly. I will not eat dinner to go and eat 7 of those. That might be the most American thing ever. McDonald's, you slick sons of bitches. There is no better way to honor our country than with the original McDonald's fried apple pie.
You're not wrong.
No.
And now you are right. There's going to be an uptick in burned tongues from everybody for taking bites and literally just scorching your tongue on fire because it is going to be a lava inside.
Yes.
As it always is.
And I don't care because I will not
you
wait.
Fight through the pain.
Yes.
That's the American way. If I'm going to eat my fried apple pie, I want my tongue burned and I will fight through it.
My fat little fingers, the moment they wrap around that pie and I feel the heat, I don't care. You would think that I would wait like a minute. No. I will immediately bite the end off. I will feel the searing pain, and then I will do this.
You're shocked. You're like shocked that it happened.
Yes.
But it's happened to you thousands of times.
And as soon as the fiery sensation stops in my mouth, I will go back in for another bite. And it won't be until maybe the final 2 bites that I actually get to enjoy the pie that is now only at the temperature of lava and not the sun.
Right.
And I don't care.
Not molten.
I will be so excited. This is of all the fat things I've ever done, and believe me, I've done plenty of fat things, I don't know if I've ever been more excited about having the original McDonald's pie because it's tried to be replicated.
Right. Popeyes.
And it's not the same.
Popeyes has tried.
It's never the same.
It's not.
The original OG McDonald's pie.
I'm with you. There's not much more American things than the McDonald's apple pie because I think people a little bit older than me, I'm 39. Like my parents, they lived off that stuff. I remember anytime we'd go to McDonald's, which wasn't very often, but every time we did, my dad's like, "Hey, we need an apple pie."
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, we do. We do need one, and I want one too. And so I'm with you.
We were so fat in my family. I remember coming home from school sometimes, just like walking in the house, and my mom would have swung by, little bull. She would just be like, "Oh, I was out and about," and there would just be a bag of pies. And I mean that, like a sack of McDonald's pies. And you're just like, and no wonder I had diabetes and was fat as hell. Yeah, you come home and as an after dinner snack, not a pie,
no,
just a sack of pies.
Well, it was that, and I also remember McDonald's had like promos where it was like 29-cent hamburgers and 39-cent cheeseburgers.
Oh yeah.
My grandma would do that. She'd buy like 20.
Yeah.
And she'd drop by the house, and be like, here's 20 cheeseburgers.
Believe me, when Robert N. Brown, my beloved father, whenever McDonald's ran that, and not the cheeseburger.
Just the hamburger.
It was just the hamburger.
Because those were like 29 cents. Those were cheaper.
Whenever they did the cheap hamburgers, you better believe the old man would roll in. He loved 2 things in this world. Cheap McDonald's and Fred Meyer Christmas socks. when every Black Friday, Fred Meyer's, I don't know if they still do it, but every Black Friday,
I think they do.
They would do half price socks.
I believe they still do the socks deal.
And my old man would go to Fred Meyer and he would buy every sock. He would just buy bags. And this is 100% true story. When my dad died and we had to go in and clean out his closet, my mom couldn't do it. So it was like maybe a week after he passed and we had the funeral and all that. And my mom was like, I need you to come over, you and your siblings, and we need you to clean out dad's stuff. And I was like, do you want to keep anything? And she's like, no, I need it gone. So she's like, take what you want if you want anything and donate the rest. And I said, okay, so I said, if we see anything like specific that like seems special, we'll let you know. And besides his like collection of like Playboys and Hustlers, which I don't think my mom needed to see. The only other interesting thing that I found, there must have been probably 12 big giant packs, like the 24 pack of unopened socks. All the same kind. Just that black sock with the gold toe, stacks of them.
How could I not buy it? It's a good deal.
He had so many socks.
Foolish not to do it.
And it's the sad part is he died not having gotten to worn those socks.
Because you know he was excited when he bought them.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes.
Those socks people, they get so excited when they're buying those socks.
That was his
So to not get that,
that was his big deal. I remember my mom buying sacks of pies, my dad with 29-cent hamburgers, and those freaking socks. And he'd get so excited. He'd go like first thing in the morning. He's like, "You want some socks?" You're like, "Yeah, I don't know, maybe, Dad." And he'd get fired up. And he'd bring you home those generic, like unbranded socks.
Right.
And you didn't have to wait till Christmas. No. That was he just handed those out. You'd be like, "I don't know, Dad, get me a pack." And he'd come back and give you like 5. Like, what am I supposed to do with 39,000 socks? Rest in peace, dude. That was a beautiful, beautiful man. Brandon, thanks for sitting in with us. I think the rest of the week, Steven, it's just me and you. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock.
Appreciate you.
You've been listening to Primetime here on 105.1 The Fan.